Okay, so last time you guys had continued your journeys through the uh, kingdoms towards the north. After entering into the nation of Richter, you started off your journey in the small settlement of Met, only really having around 10 buildings to its name. After helping out some of the locals with some issues, mostly in aiding one of the local legend archers, as well as a uh, sick man who was previously working alongside Demir with the mercenaries. With those tasks done, as well as Clarke having quite the nightmare that's bled into reality, as a devil threatened her, as well as gave her the option of killing her friends and herself to stop the devils following them. You decided it would be best to keep on your merry way and to stay away from the larger settlements so that his devil's mark doesn't cause any more issues. Being told that there are some troubles up in Sedgefoot, you were heading in that direction either to aid in them along the way or just to keep up your resources for the long trek towards Mysteria. However, as you guys were heading off to said nation, across the road you heard the sounds of a platoon moving through the area. They were easily able to either hear or see your group as they waved over to you. Approaching, they asked you about potential soldiers wearing their similar colors heading southways. You did mention that you saw one of them. I don't know if you ever gave the name because you already had the name that Dorna gave you. And through your discussions, you didn't really tell them anything about Dorna. Try to bluff your way out of the situation, though low rolls can lead you to believe whatever happened there. And as this battalion of Richter soldiers was going to continue heading southways, Crom had an amazing perception check as he went off to go speak with them again. However, during said conversation with Menfer following behind, Crom drew up his blade to attack the battalion. And we will continue from there as Crom does such in his surprise round. Crom doesn't have quick draw, does he?
No.
Alright, so it's up to you if you want to be 5 foot stepping towards them as well as drawing your weapon or not.
The thing is, I don't actually want to kill these people. Like, genuinely, even in the moment, I didn't want to kill them. I wanted to try and do something else, but I'm not very good at it.
I mean, you said you're going to draw out your axe and plant it in his head. Actions just don't allow you to do that.
Yeah.
Forehead, to be more precise.
Yeah. I guess, can I attempt to non-lethal it?
You can, but you're not going to have your attacks. You're actually going to be drawing your weapon, unless you roll initiative and go first.
Okay, yeah, so I wouldn't be able to do anything else apart from that, I don't think.
Yeah, unless you have anything that gives you extra actions in a surprise round, or you can quick draw. Your only action during the start of this combat is you're going to be drawing your weapon.
Yeah, probably. Nope, nothing I can see, nothing I can think of.
Right, roll initiative as everyone sees Crom draw out his axe in a rather threatening manner as the rest of the Richter battalion kind of step back a bit as they ready themselves to defend themselves from quite the intimidating Varg.
Question. question. Can I... Hang on.
You're currently flat-footed, so you won't be able to do any immediate things.
I was going to say, can I use my Mythic Surge ability to add 1d6 to my initiative?
I think that's an immediate.
Is the surge ability an immediate action or free action? Yeah.
It does say immediate action.
So no.
Fuck's sake.
If I use the hero point to reroll, would I have to use the new roll? Or
Yeah,
can
if
I
you, use
take it better?
if you use a hero point to reroll, you take the second roll.
Okay.
Are you going to?
No.
Okay.
That's right. I think I can still do what I'm going to do.
Okay, as Crom picks out his weapon, the battalion leader will shout over to his troops in a language no one understands. You could roll linguistics to identify what language he is speaking. You can roll it untrained. I think linguistics is untrained anyway.
Nice! That's what I'm going to do.
Clarke certainly knows. They are speaking Elvan.
So even though I know what they're speaking, I still don't understand what they're saying.
Not really.
No, that's fine.
The best you could pick out of it is that they are talking about Crom, but not what about him.
That's fine.
At which point, two of these knights are gonna move their way forward as they draw out their weapons. Does Crom have combat reflexes?
No.
Alright, however, you started this combat, so you are not flat-footed, so you can attack two into this fellow if you want to. Using non-lethal would be a -4 to your attack roll. Just let me know you'll be doing it beforehand.
Yes. Do you want me to just put?
You're far away. I cannot really hear you.
Sorry, I put the mic up for some reason. Running away from my problems, apparently. I'll kind of put a debuff in if you want now, just to tick it on to show it's non-lethal.
Yeah, you make a condition, a buff for non-lethal. Then you can make it attached to attacks. It'll say buff non-lethal.
Yeah. -4, isn't it?
Yeah, -4 to the attack rolls.
Okay. I'll take that. I'm just going to make sure it's working. Yep, it is. Yep. I'll hit him with, I guess, the flat of the backside of the axe.
Mhm.
That is with the -4.
Yes, it's buff non-lethal. Alrighty. As this guy comes around, you swing your axe out wide as the knight kind of ducks underneath it as it gets to your side. He then flips his own blade to the flat side as he swipes it at you. As a heavy brunt force object is applied to your cheek, and you take 13 non-lethal.
Okay.
Do you reduce non-lethal in any way?
I don't think so. Not
Okay.
not yet. No, I don't. 12 was it, sorry, or 13?
13.
13. Cool.
And seeing as you do that, this other knight is going around the side to your back to do the same. As he hits the pommel of his blade into the back of your head for another 10 non-lethal.
Alright.
Fuck.
Right, I can't really get down there besides double moving, but Clarke is very confused. She's not wanting to really... Well, she's not understanding why Crom's started the fight. And seeing the sheer numbers of their number against ours, she's probably intelligent enough to know that this is not going to go well in our favor. So her plan is she's going to double move. I know it's probably going to provoke from these knights if they want to attack. But she's going to come down to here and put her back toward the leader and put both her arms out, saying she doesn't want to fight. Normally I'd like to do a diplomacy roll, but I don't think I can if I'm having to use 2 actions to move.
Speaking is a free action unless it's a particular thing.
Yeah, so Clarke's going to move down here, both of her weapons still sheathed, put her arms out with her back to the leader and speaking to Crom, "What are you doing? This is not what we should be doing." Trying to show that she's trying to take this peacefully.
The 2 knights ahead have no idea what kind of class or things you can do, so they're going to attack opportunity you as you are running at them.
It's fine. She's not going to retaliate in any way. She'll just take the hits.
You don't want to dodge?
No, she will obviously try to dodge, but she's not actively going to attack them back.
As you approach the battalion, those 2 will attempt to attack opportunity you. One of them misses, however, the other one will hit you in the side for 14 non-lethal.
Non-lethal, okay.
Yes, non-lethal. And you're basically trying to talk down Crom.
Trying to talk down Crom and calm down the situation and show the battalion leader that I'm peaceful. Well, we're all peaceful. But obviously trying to calm Crom down because he's the one that initiated it.
Alright.
Do I have time to respond
Roll me
to that?
diplomacy, Clarke. Crom, you can reply verbally.
Can I hero point it to add 8?
Yeah, sure.
And that's what I'll do.
Do your mythic ability too. Add a D6 to it.
I will, if I'm able to do that, I will. I don't know what action a hero
You
point
can.
It's an
Your
immediate.
hero points
so
are free actions.
Alright,
no, the
so,
surge is immediate, so you can do both, yeah?
yeah,
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I was saying.
then I will do
Oh,
both.
cool. Sorry.
So plus at least 9.
So that's the mythic. And then I'll roll the diplomacy. With the mythic included.
So plus 12 total.
And I rolled a 2. Fuck me.
Is that
Still
22
decent.
with everything included?
That's with everything included, unfortunately.
Alrighty.
I rolled
Is
a
that
2.
with the surge?
That's with the surge.
Oof.
Still not bad as total.
Yeah, that's still good.
24 is still okay.
Yeah, I know. That's with a -2 charisma as well.
So what is Croms's response?
It's probably looking pretty, like, he took some pretty solid hits to the face there. He's looking angry and confused, and just looking at the knights and saying, "But they're wearing red. They were talking." That's probably about all I've got time for.
You can say a little bit more. You can speak whatever you can say within 6 seconds.
Oh, I would just say, they were wearing red and they were talking about the me. He's sort of just falling over his tongue a bit here.
Yeah, and I haven't got time to reply, have I? Because I've already spoken.
No. Yes.
That's fine.
Alrighty. The battalion leader will say to Clarke, if you are surrendering, that you'll be allowed to leave. However, they will have to apprehend Crom. At which point, these other 2 knights at the back are making their way up. Crom takes 2 large fat blades across the face, back and forth, as you are hit twice, but one of them is a crit for the non-lethal. as you take 39 non-lethal.
I think I'm out. Let me just check.
If it equals your current health, you'd be unconscious.
Unfortunately, that doesn't put me out. There we go.
Alrighty,
It's close,
remember,
but not yet. Punches Crom in the back of the head.
Can't really get in the middle of it anymore. As Clarke is trying to like talk down Crom, and they'll instead try to, I guess, talk towards the soldiers like, please just let us go. It was a misunderstanding. We really don't want to fight. We don't want any trouble. We just want to be on our way.
is that going to be it from Mentha?
Yeah, that's about it.
Alrighty. You can roll me diplomacy as well.
So gonna add a +8 to it from a hero point. Let's see what that does for us.
Right, now I know we're fucked up if G's using hero points.
The inner bard is coming out. Come on, Mogme. No, not Mogme.
Nogmeg.
Nogmeg, that's it. Oh, there's so many
Holy
Moogles.
true.
So many
That is such a wrong character for this. Do I want to search it? Do I want to save my searches for whatever else is gonna happen down here? Yeah, I'm gonna search it. Fuck it. $19.
Alrighty. Sadly, a lot of these people have already used up their talking time.
Oh, I only needed them to listen anyway.
This fella's coming around to there, but too far of a distance. This fella's moving here, as he'll also hit Crom the flat of his blades. Crom, you'll take another 7 non-lethal.
That will put me unconscious. 7, so yeah, 60. There we go. So it's 4 points over, so I'd be KO'd.
This fella is going to move up to here. The battalion leader is going to hold to after Demir to see if he does actually anything. Stays there. Moves to there. Now moves up. Demir.
Alright, first of all, I'm gonna make a perception check to see if I notice that people are using non-lethal, because I'm kind of far back there.
Sure. From where you are, you definitely don't see enough blood that would constitute slashing. There is maybe some blood probably being smacked out of Crom's mouth, but as far as you can tell, everyone is using the flat of their blades.
I'm gonna move up. I'm not gonna draw any weapons. I'm not gonna say anything. I just have a really confused look on my face. I don't know what exactly is going on. I didn't really... Like, I saw Crom go up to the leader over there, but I wasn't really paying all that much attention to him. I didn't know what he was doing. So I don't really know what's going on. I'm not gonna do anything else right now.
Alrighty. Here we'll go to the top of the turn order, and if no one else is doing anything hostile, we'll go into this talking mode. As Crom falls to the floor, some of these knights put hands onto his arms to make sure he doesn't get back up again. Whereas the leader says a few more words in Elvan before he moves into common and addresses Clarke in front of him. You did well to not engage in this conflict like your fellow here did. However, I have to say we need to take him in.
Is there anything I can do to persuade you not to do that? It was just the stupid act of a stupid man, wolf, dog. And I assure you that we'll make him held accountable for his actions.
Sadly, we know not of the future, and if things had transpired differently, your friend having a faster edge to his blade, he could have very well have split my head or attacked one of my fellows. We cannot let this stand, and we cannot simply allow his friends to give him a lesser punishment. He is in the lands of Richter, and the laws of Richter shall apply. You can either let us take him without any words, or you can join him in the cells.
What is even going on? What happened?
Your friend here drew his blade and attempted to attack me and my fellows, unprovoked. He did not say why, but his actions speak much more than what words he would give us.
I don't know much of the laws of this land. I'm sure you can probably tell we're not from around this area. But if they're anything like the rules we have in my village, I understand that rules have consequences and actions. I'm sure there's very little I can do to persuade you to let this slide this one time. And I'm not going to go down the route of bribery because I can assume that's another one of breaking your laws. But we can't just let him go by himself. His actions are our actions and our actions are his actions. We're a family.
Did Mira cast body double?
I'm getting weird. Oh, I thought I was getting weird double HPs for some reason on the screen. It was actually, I think, Crom and Clarke have the same HP apparently.
Apparently.
Okay.
We actually
It was making me feel all weird. I was like, what is going on? And then
Yeah.
Mentha and I, our HPs and MPs were getting all mixed together. I was confused.
Miss, I never got your name, though I shall let you know. Harboring fugitives is another breaking of the law. We let it slide as we did tell that you are not from here. But 2 accounts of breaking the law is not something we can let slide, especially one that would have involved the murder.
What murder are you talking about?
Attempted murder. Your friend here. He then points at Crom, who his knights have pinned to the floor, though he's unconscious, so it's just precautionary measure.
Well, I can understand that basic law, and I can understand that breaking them again will hold those consequences. I'd like to try and reassure you as much as I possibly can that we hold no fugitive, and I'd like to try and refrain Crom from doing anything else that breaks the laws of these lands.
You may not harbor them any further, though during questions, your use of vocabulary and stances definitely showed you to be lying when we asked about runaway deserters.
from what I can remember, you never spoke to me directly. And if you were speaking to Wolf Boy over here, well, as you can tell, he's not very good with his own words.
Well, if you are to keep in your saying that all of your crimes are all of yours, and if he was harboring one, then you would harbor them too.
Well, I like to think that he's mistaken himself. At no point were we ever harboring or looking after any type of fugitive. Nor do we think they were a fugitive at the time if we did notice anyone.
Does Jester does not remember, or is Clarke bluffing?
I have nothing to promote this bluff, but sure, she is bluffing.
Because they are referencing the deserters, and you met Dorna.
I know we met Dorna, but we never, harbored him. We didn't look after him. We just...
When they
Pointed
asked
him.
about deserters, you said you haven't met any. You're basically protecting him by telling them not where you found him.
Well, that's what they said, not what I said. That's what I'm trying to get my point at, is they never spoke directly to me.
Yeah, that's fine. But you also said that if you all
My
go down and
crimes
go
are his
together...
crimes. Yeah,
yeah,
I know.
I'm pretty sure it was Demir who said you never met anyone.
I basically just said no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clarke's just trying to, hint the fact. She's not saying she didn't meet anyone, but she's not saying she harbored them, which she didn't.
You're still hiding something.
Yeah. But she's not going to just say, oh yeah, this dude's in my village, go raid my village. She's not going to say that.
Yeah, that's fine. I just need a bluff. Wonderful number. I take it that's a surge. You do know every time you're doing these mythic powers, it's showing the void shadows.
You're lighting up, but we're getting no noise.
From me or Jester?
Jaster.
I must have accidentally
Okay.
punched. Yeah, I punched my microphone, so I pressed the mute button. What was the last thing you heard from me?
That just before you rolled the bluff, didn't hear anything after you rolled the bluff.
Oh, okay. So I said that I was going to mythic it, and then I wasn't going to mythic it until I rolled it first. And then I said the mythic probably isn't going to help it. And then that's when you said you do know you're lighting up, and I'm like, well, I've already rolled it now, so I can't really say I'm not rolling it. So I didn't realize we lit up every time we did it, but okay.
I have given
add
you
to my suspicion.
descriptions beforehand a few times. When Demir was using his heal check, he had the void shadows going around him and whatnot.
Ah, right. Bad memory. Okay.
Also, you have a limited number of those per day.
I know. I got 3 left.
Despite what you say, my lady, we are still going to be taking in this Varg whose name we do not know. If you wish to have your crimes altered together, you can go as a group. We may lighten your sentence that it's not you that's raised your weapon against us.
What are you gonna do to him?
We shall imprison him, and since he is with your group, we will question him about deserters. Depending on what he says, he may be released within a week.
Clarke's just got to say... She's just got to turn around for a minute and say excuse me to the knights as she walks towards Demir and Mentha.
Yeah, they'll move to the side so you can go past.
Now, I'm pretty sure I know your answers already, but you don't have to come with us. I can go with Crom and you guys can live out free. They're not going to hold you accountable.
I don't want to leave Crom.
It's
there's
pretty much a lost
anything,
cause as it is.
if there's anything that we can do to prevent him from being taken
Me-
forever, I would like to do that. Peacefully, of course. I'd say over to the lieutenant and the men, I specifically say over to them, but peacefully.
Clarke will like head back down to the battalion leader. Well, like I said before, his actions are our actions. That the actions of an idiot must be held accountable, so I don't think
Unless
chains are necessary for us, but we'll come willingly.
I'll look up at Demir and shouldn't we just tell them about
I don't think that it's gonna help us in the moment right now.
I mean, that's what they want to know.
What's that?
That's what they want to know, right?
Can I roll a
Probably.
perception to see if I hear them talking about that?
What, Menta
I
and
have
Demir?
Manta is trying to be kind of quiet, but we are right here, so
Yeah. Just seeing if I could roll a perception to see if I hear any part of that conversation.
I mean, the knights right next to them are hearing that conversation.
Okay. How do they react?
I mean, nothing has been outwardly said, so they're not doing anything.
remind me if I'm wrong, but we didn't actually see Dorna in Meta, did we?
No, you saw him when you were traveling across the map, and then you
Never saw them again.
yeah, you never saw them again. Clarke did mention Meta, but the several times you went back to Meta, you never saw Dorna.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, that kind of changes things then. I thought he went to Meta, so I know that I told him about
He might have
it.
done. You just never saw him there. He could have been in a building you never went into.
Okay, that kind of changes things.
Alright, so Demir's gonna speak up a little bit now. He's gonna look at the battalion commander, but he's like too far away to and there's too many people in the way to actually get up close. But he'll be like, alright, I've got no love for the soldiers as a unit. My pa was in an army and it took his life. So I've got no love for soldiers in general. That's what caused me to be reticent to help you. But we did see one man heading south over the mountains. I believe his name, I don't remember how to pronounce it. Is it Dorna?
Dorna.
Yeah, I believe his name was Dorna. He was heading south. Never saw him again after the first time. I just don't like helping armies in general. So I apologize for that. I didn't mean for it to devolve into our friend attempting to attack you.
I also don't want any trouble in the south. There are peaceful folk down there. They just want to live their own lives. They have nothing to do with whatever is going on between the other nations.
Battalion leader, if you don't mind me asking your name. I feel like it's not very suitable to just keep calling you leader.
I'll give our names if you give us all of yours.
Why, of course. I'm Clarke. The doofus on the floor is Crom. The other two can introduce themselves.
I be Demir Kindale.
I'm Menta.
Would it be alright if I help my friend back to consciousness so that he can tell us what the
I
hell he was thinking.
think for now, let's just not. I'd rather not escalate anything more. He's quite
I'm
better
not
just
trying to
sleeping.
escalate it. I'm trying to find out what he was doing. I don't know why. I want to know why he was attacking these people for no reason.
I mean, aren't you still angry at him from what happened previously?
Oh, like, are you talking out of like?
No, I'm saying that
our
out of
characters
character.
right now? Yeah. Yeah, he's probably still pretty miffed at him, and this is not helping anything right now. So he wants to know what's going on. And obviously, they took him down really quickly with no fight. They obviously probably stripped his weapons from him right now, and they're like watching him very closely to make sure he doesn't do anything, but he's still unconscious. So I'm asking them if it would be okay if I woke him up, basically, so that he can tell us what the hell he was doing.
Thank you for lending your names. Though this aggressor Crom shall stay unconscious during our discussion. You referred to me as Tyros, and you could probably get my name through other military establishments.
Oh, Tyros. Okay. Well, thank you for your name, Tyros, and well, I guess apologies. Just kind of plain out simple now that we weren't telling the whole truth. It's more we're just trying to protect the village down the south, because we saw him deserting down south, and I mentioned the name of my village. Every time we went there after, we never saw this, well, deserter as you call him. But I know now that you learned the location, so my only request is if you are heading down south, please bring no quarrel into that village.
Tyros, for as much as his face through his helmet that you can see, seems to mull over what you're saying. Or he speaks to his other knights in Elvan again. Since you have finally given the information to us, we are willing to let this offense slide. However, we will be reporting his name to the other knights. If there is any further complications, he will be apprehended without question.
And I completely agree with that, and if we have any more issues, I'll quite gladly send him your way.
That one should probably take a bluff.
I mean, if you think I'm lying, I'm not.
Can I resurrect from unconsciousness and say she probably ain't lying to you, she hates me at Brad now, and then just go straight back down?
It's just playing dead on the floor, not actually unconscious.
One of the knights takes Crom's axe and throws it to the side, embedding it in a tree, as they all start to form behind Tyros again. You may heal your friend after we have made good distance. I'm sure you'll be able to speak more sense into him than any of us would.
I'll wait till you're out of sight at the very least.
Clarke will like hold out her arm to do sort of like a warrior's handshake and say, I appreciate your understanding and I apologize for that small little conflict we just had. I wish you best in your travels.
Tyros will not shake your hand.
She just sort of takes it back awkwardly. Okay, understand the situation.
After a few moments, as they look over your party, they will start to make their way southwards. As everyone aside from Crom can roll perception. Demir, you can see that Tyros picks out a pearl from one of his pouches, but they get too far away for you to really see what he does with it.
Would I recognize that type of item?
You can roll Knowledge Arcana. No particular clue about it, no.
Alright.
And the knights will eventually get out of sight.
Clarke
Yeah.
just lets out a very big sigh of relief. What time of day is it?
Afternoon.
Well, let's drag him over to that rock over there and let's get him up. Or you heal him first, okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna heal him first. That takes care of all non-lethal damage, right?
No, it
Or is
heals
it-
the same amount as lethal as it does non-lethal.
Okay.
Which pretty makes you feel better, because he's still pretty messed up, but he'll wake up. I believe so, let me check. Yes. Maths, there we go. Right, got it. One will awaken.
I don't have to be close enough to touch him, so I'm gonna be 5 foot distance back from him in case he wakes up swinging.
I mean, he hasn't got his axe. Just be a punch.
Yeah, to be
Oh.
fair, he probably wakes up trying to swing the axe, but has nothing in his hands.
Did they keep his axe?
No, they lobbed it at the tree.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
What?
You have a very stern dwarf looking over you.
If he sort of sees the state he's in, and
Cool.
everyone look at him with, I assume, just disappointment.
Clark's like kneeling down next to him, just like with a very big, like closed eyes grin. Morning, sleepyhead.
You would have a taste of copper in your mouth as well as your head kind of thumping.
Yeah, Crom's just gonna sort of still, like, stay prone.
Care to explain what just went on?
I need to wait. God, I need to get this picked up. Right, there we go. Look, I'm sorry. I thought-
Sorry's not gonna cut it this time.
I heard him talking about Demir's armband, and I thought they were wearing red. I can't see so well. Thought they would.
They were
Well-
talking about my paws drink patch that I wear.
Yeah, I thought they were trying to. I don't know what I was thinking. Shit, I probably wasn't. Thought they were trying to go after you in the village again. I don't know.
Well, your action this time, with the sheer number of them that there were, could have got us all killed right here, right on this road. With the crows picking at our meat from our bones.
Well, it did seem like they were trying to do things not deadly like.
Crom's probably not going to respond. He's just thinking about what Clarke said.
Not only did we almost let that fugitive that went down south that we saw a while ago potentially go free, they're now knowing where he is and having to go find him. Potentially also putting the village in danger. And we can't do nothing about it because we're banished from there.
I didn't want that.
More immediately, Crom, you put the rest of us in great danger. I nearly went apeshit on them. They would not have survived. But I saw that they were not trying to kill you. They were just trying to subdue you. I don't want to have to kill regular, everyday people that aren't doing us any harm. That would not be good for my heart. But I also don't want to lose you. And I will protect you as the best I can. Earlier, you said that I wouldn't do anything. I would do the best within my power, like I said. But Crom, when I say within my power, I don't necessarily mean what's good for my heart. I mean whatever I can do. I will protect the lot of you. Get up off the ground. And I'll stick my arm out and try to help him.
Yeah, he'll take your hand.
Damn big lug. Clarke, can you help me out? I can't do this by myself.
Clarke will help him up. So, from now on, if you have any ideas going through that head of yours, can you just maybe run it past all three of us first before acting in any situation?
Yeah. He looks genuinely like... I'm trying to think of the right word.
Ashamed, abashed.
Yeah, ashamed, abashed, sort of... Like he's taking in what you're saying, he's just like defenseless. Yeah, he's not putting up a fight about this. Yeah.
Clarke will like pull out both of her hands and like slap his head like in the middle of both of them to like wake him up and say, right, that's enough of this now. Still kind of just in the middle of nowhere and we need to get moving. Potentially even setting up camp. It's getting late in the afternoon. She'll then like walk over and go and attempt to rip his axe out of the tree.
And I don't care what you think, Crom. One way or another, you're sleeping tonight.
Yeah, I guess you've realised that he looks really fucking tired.
I mean, I have been keeping an eye on him.
Clarke will pull it out and bring it over to Crom. Here you go.
Okay.
So, should we continue heading on for a little bit and then set up camp? What about you, Amanda? You haven't said anything yet. Anything you want to say just before we get a move on?
Well, you two already said a lot of it. But they're right. It's just it all happened so fast and I was worried.
That hurts a lot more than anything else so far. If I could take lethal right now, I probably would.
Yeah, compared to Demir and Clarke, who probably look more like stern and disappointed and all that, man, it just looks like really worried and like sad.
I just want to keep...
You do, but you don't have to do it alone.
I know. No, I don't, actually. That's stupid. I don't know why I'm saying I know. I didn't know. Alright. I promise. And I mean it, I promise. I'll tell you all.
Good to know.
Anything.
It's got to be one of the most positive things you said in the last couple of days.
Yeah.
I know your emotions have been running real high, Crumb, and adding no sleep to that. You're stressed out. I understand what could have made you think straight in a situation. Starting tonight, you're gonna get your head on straight. You understand me?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I thought they were wearing red and they were talking about you and... Look, I ain't gonna make an excuse for it. I fucked up bad, alright? I'm sorry. And I mean it.
And Demir's gonna be like, alright, and then he'll just give him a hug. Whether he accepts it or not.
Yeah, he's not fighting back from it. It's just, he's more surprised.
Alright, we left the chocobos up here a little ways. Let's get back on and use what little daylight we've got left.
Sounds good. I'm sure Mr. Gibson and Speckles are terrified without us. Let's just hope that those newly made NPCs and stats that Ada made for those army soldiers are not going to actually come into play now.
What are we talking about?
Crom will pick up some of the blood splattered dirt from the ground and put it in like a side pouch. In case I forget. And he'll keep going. You gotta tell me if I'm being that stupid again.
Well, I can't read your mind.
I thought you had mystic nature powers.
Are you saying your brain's a plant now?
I mean, after that, you could call me a bit of a vegetable.
Got nothing but mashed potatoes in there.
Alright.
And I'll continue to heal him on the path. I'll use my regen wand until he's up to full. How many HP are you down? Because I can't see it on your health bar.
It's 41 non-lethal currently. I'm just checking your healing thing. Yeah. That.
Oh, I would have also. I don't know.
Would you have done the fast healing thing if you thought about it?
If I'd have thought about saying it earlier, I was going to, but I didn't. So I'll leave that up to Aiden whether I was allowed to or not. It would take up one of my white mage abilities per, like a certain times per day.
Also use my belt if we're just traveling.
Yeah,
To
sure.
be fair, like, if we get a camp tonight, I will heal a bit of it, and
For non-lethal, you do heal your hit die per hour.
yeah, if we're gonna camp, it'll be gone pretty soon, and I'm not gonna lie, I probably deserve it. Let's be honest.
I've also got mage hand, or not mage hand, but lay on hands. I forgot about that.
Mage hand, you gonna punch me again?
B. Yeah, I've got plenty of uses of it, so I'll use the healing spell talent on that as well. So that will be first level spell. So you only get 6 rounds of fast healing one on top of that.
No worries.
So 25 total.
All right. And after that lovely meeting with the knight who you eventually sold Dorna to, you continue on your way to Sedgefoot. As your chocobos pound into the mud, as well as Dr. Gibbs trotting along, you'll eventually get into the small farming village.
Sorry.
He's a
Large-
doctor now?
Dr. Gibbs? Yeah.
Did I say doctor?
Yes.
You did?
I'm
He
sorry, his
promoted!
intelligence has been slowly been going up.
Please tell
Mr.
me
Gibbs.
Please tell me he's got a coat and glasses, please.
I mean,
And like a
if you want
stethoscope.
to make him a doctor, just get him a headband of intelligence and have it attuned to heal skill.
Oh my god, can we multi-class him into medic?
Anyway, Mr. Gibbs, and you all make your way into the small farming village. Large swaths of lands are dedicated to tall reeds of wheat, as well as large bushels of cabbage and the like. The most startling of facts is a very large pumpkin farm, some of them almost bristling and moving in the wind. It certainly is a larger patch than what you would be familiar to of Meta. As well as that, the village is bigger than Meta, with a few dozen buildings, people moving between the rather low-class wood and thatch buildings. And as you make your way into Sedgefoot, you can all roll perception. Alright, Clarke, who is too busy filling out the doctorate for his horse. Everyone else is able to see that the nearby fences that are penning in the livestock have been almost crushed into the pens. Wood is laden all around, as well as large tracks leading into and out of the pens. For how big this place is and how big the farms are, you're a bit surprised at the low number of livestock still around the buildings.
Can we... Because it's hard to... That's almost like a jump. Would we be able to go over and have a look and see if there's anything that's been taking livestock? Like, are there any tracks or anything?
I mean, if Crom is wanting to help out the people he sees, yes, you could go roll survival.
Before I do that, I will say... Do y'all see that over there? Them fences?
Clark's like
Yeah.
looking off at the sky and he's like, "Big what? Oh, that."
It reminds me of... You know when critters used to try and get in and take livestock? But something much bigger must have been doing that.
What are you thinking? You want to go and check it out?
That's up to y'all. I mean, it can't hurt, right?
I mean, wasn't that part why we came this way? So that we could help around and get some supplies for ourselves at the same time?
Yeah. That sounds like a good idea. Good spot. Let's go check it out.
As you approach the... Are you actually going over to investigate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If everyone else is coming, it just seems like a... I take it this is just like outside the village, right? Where the livestock's kept?
No, they're all pens attached to some of the barns. So it's inside the village.
Oh, right. So it's... Okay. But could we look at the... We could look at like the, where these breaks are, and they're not near the animals, right?
The breaks are in the fences that are keeping the animals penned in.
Yeah. Do you mind if we have a... Well, if you guys are up for it, I'd like to have a look.
Yeah,
All right.
don't see why not.
As you all approach the broken parts of the fences, a man with a straw hat and a tall cane will walk over to you. Now, what do you think you're doing here? It's the wolf, sir. But it's not exactly free animals up for the goblin.
Sorry, I ain't trying to... No, sorry, friend. I was just curious about these breaks.
Does curiosity mean you're allowed to enter people's property without permission now?
No, sir, not at all. I apologize. May we have a look? We hunters by trade, sir. That's all. It's professional curiosity rather than theft, I promise you.
Professional hunters, you say? Well, as you can see from my lovely little fence and a half here, we're kind of in need of some of those. You just passing through, or you got somebody telling you about this place?
No, just passing through, actually. Our, well, my friends here spotted the, little holes and asked come check it out.
Is Clarke gonna roll bluff?
Sure. Because it's just fun.
Well, there's one thing I can give you for free there, miss. You want to be keeping your face a bit more stoic than that eye twitch you got going on when you land on somebody.
Oh, that's what it is. I
What?
thought you were just having a bit of a bad time.
What? No, but... Oh.
We heard about the Setchford hat problems, and we were back in Met a couple, day ago.
Ah, mate. So, where's Billy John? Isn't he meant to be sorting out our issues?
I think he went, eastward.
Shame. Many a coin in it for whoever sorts this out.
We can help if you'll have us.
It seems like your big wolfy friend there's already got half his hand on the floor.
Sorry, we didn't mean to intrude, just... like you said, professional curiosity and all that.
Yeah, sorry about that. It just... Oh no.
Well, if you're fixing to help, we can set you up a room in a local inn if it's gonna take some time. We've tried to track the tracks, as it were, and they just seem to vanish at some point. Many people say they've seen wolfies. They're not like your friend here, all on their fours.
Sorry, friend. If you... Well, my name's Chrome. May I ask yours?
That's quite the short name you got there, Wolfie boy. Aren't your race normally liking all the syllables and umlauts and whatnot?
The last name's pretty long, but who has time for last names these days?
Oh, that meets my expectations. You can call me Ty.
Good to meet you, Ty. I'm sure y'all can introduce yourselves.
Samantha, nice to meet you.
Clarke will sort of like hold her eye and say, "My name's Clarke."
How are you holding your eye? Sorry.
Like,
How?
just sort of like lightly touching it to see if she can feel for a twitch.
I thought you were like holding it,
How do you
with
do-
like... Yeah, with like a finger above it and a thumb below it to keep it, like, straight.
And I be the mere.
Well, can't say I've ever heard a dwarf wearing white in the army, but I suppose they're changing up their colors. We got too many familiars with Kine or something? He says as he looks at Demir.
No, this is actually my pass patch. I'm not actually in the army.
So you're not in the army, but you wear their insignias. Alright?
It's
You
the
do
last thing
yourself
I've got
there?
left of my paw.
I'm not saying anything about whatever your bar was, but I don't know. Kind of feels like you're wearing an investigator cap without being an investigator. If you got no affiliation with the Guardsmen, that's fine. Probably be a bit too much chancellor if we had a load of battalions moving on through again.
Battalions? Those con bastards been here before?
Oh no, Rectors! You won't see Kine this deep into Rick territory? If they are,
Good.
they're bloody good spies.
Alright. Sorry, Ty. Is it best we go and speak to the mayor or whoever runs this joint, or is that yourself?
We ain't got no head mayor, we got a head farmer. And Cyrus is mostly looking at all this business. He's got a bigger cane and he likes to whack things with it, but as I say, none of us can really track these tracks when they disappear.
Is it best we speak to him, or are you right to pass on the message?
Well, as I'm saying, Cyrus has been handling this. He probably has more details than I.
Cyrus it is then. Where's his stead at?
His shack is next to the inns. It's, not much else I can tell you about it. It's right next to the inn, on the right. Got a nice, fancy wooden door. A little bit of metallic parts to it.
Thank you, Candler. Any of y'all got anything you want to say to the gentleman, or shall we?
Just tell him that Ty sent you. At least then he knows you ain't encroaching on his plans.
That's a very good point. Thank you.
Also, Mr. Crom, sir. Please don't pay any mind to the villagers who may want to take a few steps away from you. You're kinda kin to the beasties that have been around here lately.
That's fine. These things happen.
Well, I'll leave you to your touching of my dirt. Don't know what else you can do with that dragon.
Are we alright to check where these breaks are in the fence? Just for tracks or anything of that nature?
Yes, you can roll survival.
13? Wait, why did I roll stealth? That's not right.
You hide behind Ty as you follow him and crack his neck.
Sorry. That should be a 25. Obviously 27 against animals. Or do you want me to re-roll it? Although Menthus absolutely smashed me, so there is that.
Alrighty. Crom and Mentha go to search across the tracks for valuable information. Whilst they are doing that, what are Demir and Clarke doing?
This isn't my area of expertise. I'm not doing anything. I'm just watching.
I mean, Clarke has some survival, so I guess she'll try and help. But she isn't very much of a tracker.
Okay. Crom and Mentha, looking over the marks, you can easily see that some of the creatures that have been coming into these pens have both been walking in as well as jumping over the fences. You can tell that there are small, medium, and large variations of the prints, and that they all belong to wolf-adjacent creatures.
Sorry, did you say that there were the things that are coming in and out of this break are wolf adjacent, but some of them are bipedal, or would we not know that?
They're all quadrupeds.
Okay, they are all quadrupeds. Okay. Ah. You seeing this?
Yeah. They're all wolf-like I said.
Yeah.
I think they're keen to the warp wolves we fought earlier, closer to the mountain.
Maybe. I mean, I'm just looking at the fence. Is the fence broken, like it's broken in, or is it just bent?
It's broken in.
Yeah, as if something from outside has hit it and gone through it.
Yes.
Yeah. Can I look how big the paw prints are, especially compared to my footprint, just to gauge
I
like a size?
did just say how many there were.
I didn't quite catch it. Sorry.
The paw prints are from small, medium, and large creatures.
Oh, right. No, that makes sense. This looks like some kind of mixed pack, though. Can you see the sizes?
Yeah.
If anything, they look... With Mentha's survival as well, could we tell, and this is a theory here, it might not be true, do the large creatures break through and then the medium and small ones go out and get what they need and come back because they're faster, or was it just like a mad rush?
There's no way of telling. It seems they've come back and forth several times. As I say, some of the tracks look as if some of the creatures were just jumping over the fence.
Yeah. This looks like some kind of... Well, it's like the best way I can say it is some kind of super pack. Big, small, medium. Like a furry wrecking ball. No wonder that fence didn't keep him out.
I wonder what he meant when he said the tracks vanish.
Now that I'm interested in. We should probably speak to the head farmer first, just let him know what's going on, but I
Yeah,
assume Cyrus. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, get more into it tomorrow. Don't think we're in the shape of start hunting tonight. We all need some sleep.
It
This
might
guy
be
looks
worth-
pointedly towards up to Crom.
Yeah, you're probably right. Wait, did we not sleep last night?
Nope. Still
Ah.
that same day.
This is the same day we finished up our trek up to Suchford.
Maybe. I'd be interested to see what happens tonight, but you right. I shouldn't. Well. Yeah, I ain't gonna finish that sentence. Let's go speak to Cyrus and get some rest. Y'all can stay outside if you want, but I know you want me to get some sleep.
Yeah, still camp outside, but we do need the rest.
Oh no, I mean to see what happens, because, I mean, whatever the heck these things are, they probably gonna come back.
Well, we can ask this Mr. Cyrus, like when the last attack was, and how often they happen.
Would we know about, lycanthropy and its offshoots?
What?
What I'm asking is, like, when Mentha was talking about timing, Crom's thinking about, I don't know if we know that sometimes it's based around moon cycles, or if these are just creatures. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I guess we'll find out when we speak to Cyrus.
I mean, lycanthropy is just like a general knowledge kind of affair. Like, there's books about them, so you probably know lycanthropes exist. But you only saw quadrupeds tracks. Anything else would be theories.
Yeah, I don't know enough about lycanthropy to know how they function. I'll leave that alone. Okay.
What moon phase are we at currently?
Yeah, no, pals. Where are the stars in the sky? Tell me all
Yeah,
about
no,
the
there's
star
that.
hats.
Let's go see Mr. Cyrus.
Clarke, I thought you was a hunter.
I'm just having an off day, I guess.
That's fair. Alright. Demir, you good?
I'm good. I'm
Alright.
not really useful right now, so I'm just watching.
Cyrus it is then.
Making your ways away from the pen, you move into the village proper, at which point everyone can roll perception.
Every time I use the fucking bar, I roll dog shit.
Okay. As you move through the village, everyone can clearly see that pretty much everyone here is taking quite a few steps away from your group to give you a wide berth. And probably leading on from what Ty said, is most likely due to Kron being a Varg and being very close to other wolf kind.
Do y'all want me to just stay outside? It might go better.
No, I don't think so. You're one of the best trackers that we've got.
Oh no. Twiglet here's got quite the eye.
I'm sure if we just explain to Mr. Cyrus that you're with us, it'll be fine.
Alright.
They're not doing anything, they're just being careful.
I know. It's alright, this ain't the first time.
You eventually make your way towards the inn of the settlements, and to the side of it, a slightly nicer but still lower class building that you can identify as the head farmer Cyrus's house.
When we get there, I guess we'll knock on the door.
A few moments will pass as somebody will eventually answer the door. A tall aura whose head kind of goes towards the top of his door frame kind of leans down as he looks out of it towards you. Who might I have the pleasure of meeting this evening? You're travelers, aren't you?
Ah, hello. You must be Cyrus. My name's Clarke. We just met Ty, who's talking about a bit of pest control that he needs sorting out. This is my party.
Is this the party's first quest outside of your hometown?
No.
Not really. We heard there's some stuff to do here when we were spending some time in Met. We're You met a lovely man over there called Billy John.
Ah, yes, the archer who's been dealing with all of these issues. Well, if you're his replacement, come on in. The Aura stands up straight as he walks back inside his house.
Thank you for letting us take entry. Clarke will walk in, like brushing off her shoes as she walks in to try not to tread mud through.
Cyrus sits atop a sofa as he picks up a mug he was drinking from before. As he waves his hand to two of the sofas, though one of you will have to either sit on someone's lap or stand.
I'll stand.
As I meant I was gonna sit on Chrome's lap.
I was gonna say, Domain, you're the old man. You sit down. Clarke will stand. Unless Mentha is actually sitting on Crom's lap.
I meant to actually sit on Chrome's lap.
Okay, then.
What the hell did you just say to me, Loss?
Absolutely nothing. Come on, come sit down. Don't hurt those knees of yours.
He's just gonna grumble as he sits.
If you're coming over from Thai, I'll assume you've already seen some of the damage done to our pens.
Yeah, well. Don't you like point to Crom and Mentha? These two are the ones that investigated it.
So yeah, we took a look at the tracks too a little bit, with his permission, of course.
In all honesty, we kind of walked over beforehand and got the permission after, but a professional curiosity, I guess.
Are you sure this isn't your first quest out of your hometown?
Yeah. What I would say, though, is we are professional hunters, at the very least, so I'd take your confidence in that.
Well, I'll accept you have the confidence to say such. For... God, how long has it been? 2 weeks now? We've had livestock taken out of the pens every so often. Some of the villagers were spotting third quadrupeds. Some of them taking off some of the babes with them. Sometimes we can see their haunches through the wheat, sometimes they are just brush them aside as they move through the underbrush. The people who try to be tracking them seemingly lose the tracks after a certain point. Either they have a humanoid corralling them around, or one of their kind has the intelligence to hide their tracks. And this place isn't really full of any hunters. We're all farmers, a few fishermen here and there. So we're not exactly adept at going too far afield.
I see. And you say you have no idea as to where they're currently located? And does it always happen around the same time? Like, is it at night, middle of the day, or?
The creatures have yet to attack during the day, but then all of our farmers are going through the fields or checking on the livestock. It's always been a nocturnal affair. And we had some, I would say sentries, but really they're just other farmers, on the lookout during a few nights, but seemingly, if we were to always stay awake, they don't attack. But everybody needs sleep eventually.
And how often do these attacks happen?
any night that we aren't on guard. Over the past 2 weeks, I'd say probably 7 or 8 nights.
And you say there's somewhere that the tracks always disappear, or do they just disappear at different parts? Sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
Well, we have farms all around search for it, but the creatures all seem to go away from the village, not any particular location. After a certain amount of distance, the tracks just disappear. There's a lot of mud around here, so it's not exactly hard to move it around to move and remove the tracks.
I see.
And do they always, like, I know when they recently attacked Tyr's farm, do they always attack Ty's farm, sorry. Do they always attack his? Or is it all of your farms throughout the village?
All of the farms throughout the village. At least the ones that have livestock.
Hmm. Sounds like they are quite intelligent if you're always on guard and they don't turn up. It's gotta be quite hard to cover all ground with all of the livestock unless we brought all the livestock into one part of the village.
I gotta be honest. It definitely sounds like somebody's looking after them. Fake tracks. Always attacking when you're off guard. They gotta be watching. And if it ain't someone, with a bit of wherewithal, some of these things must have a bit of smelts around them.
That will be where your investigation comes into play, and if you're able to remove their presence. As I say, we didn't notice any humanoids, only quadrupeds.
Is there
Yeah,
anywhere in this village where you could gather all of the livestock into one place? And then it would be much easier to guard one area rather than multiple areas around the village.
that's the problem though, right? I assume y'all own different livestock. And they're your property, your commerce. People don't really want to share that, right?
All of the animals have tags, so it'd be easy enough to find whose is whose after the bait has been set. However, there's not really a big enough pen for all the remaining animals.
Well, what time is it now?
Evening?
You have people scheduled on watch for tonight?
Well, it's normally the people watching over their own farms. There's not enough people to be watching others. And I don't think they'd want to let their own livestock out to be eaten for the protection of their neighbors. Tonight, I'm not sure. I think everyone's going to be sleeping tonight.
Well, it's up to y'all. I can dip if you want, but I know
No.
what you said earlier. Oh, okay. Alright.
No, we'll just have to do a round the clock watch like we normally do. It's just a shame we can't keep an eye on all of the livestock. They're bound to attack somewhere else if we're attacking one set of it.
If you don't want me asking, where have they not hit anywhere else yet? Is there any farm that ain't been attacked?
To my knowledge, all the livestock pens have been attacked. And the ones that haven't are the ones that don't have animals.
And who has the biggest herd right now?
Definitely not Ty. Ty has been hit a few more times, but then he likes his sleep.
Well, that's a good question. You say everyone's going to sleep tonight, right? And you said Ty's been hit multiple times?
Yes.
It may be worth staying over there. You still got animals over there, and let's be honest, an easy win's a good win. If you're just after the food, you go back.
Is there any other questions you think I could answer?
We've got as much information as we can get at the moment. I think it's down to just our own investigations now. I guess we'll make camp near the largest amount of livestock, and we'll keep around the clock watch, see if anything happens throughout the night.
Nothing for me. Would you mind just circulating that we gonna be looking into this? I don't want any trouble.
I can send word about the people, yeah.
Alright. If they don't come back and they hit somewhere else, we might have to check out there, that's all.
I'll be wishing you luck in finding where these beasts are coming from.
We'll do our best, sir.
Take it the party leaves the head farmer's house.
Yep.
You said that with a lot of emphasis. I'm not sure what that means.
Where's the party
That's what
going
I
to next?
Guess we're going to start making camp.
Can we so are we making camp near the end of Ty's land?
Like that was the plan, or the
Yeah.
idea at least.
I'm just wondering, could we attempt to disguise our camp as best we can?
Well, what's our aim? Do we want to deter the beast, or do we want to investigate their actions?
I think we investigate. Personally, obviously it's open discussion, but they're not going to stop. If we stop them tonight, they're going to come back tomorrow.
Yeah, but that's the thing. We could just be obvious about it for tonight, so we can actually get some rest, and then do the stakeout like tomorrow.
No, that's a good idea.
Because Crumb needs to sleep. And he's very adamant about that.
We could amend the watch, because I normally take like a second or third watch. I could always take first and actually get some sleep tonight. It just depends on what happens.
I would personally say Crumb takes the last, because I don't trust that he would actually wake anyone else up. If left his devices.
Wow.
I'm sorry, is that unwarranted?
No, absolutely not. That's
That's what I
entirely
thought.
unwarranted. That's fine. So yeah, we can do that. We can always just put it we could put our tent. We have tents, don't we? Yeah, we have tents.
Yeah, we do.
Most of us have tents. We could put those on the edge of the farm property, and just be very obvious that we are there.
Hmm.
Like almost make
Have
a show
a
of
fire
it.
going and all that.
Yeah, like fully. Yeah, like no, like light torches, put it on the edges, that kind of thing.
'Cause it did sound like when they realized that someone's watching, they weren't coming.
Yeah, these sound like smart predators. They're not. If they can get free food, effectively, they'll do it, and they don't want to hurt themselves.
Nor do
Cheers.
they want to hurt the people watching the livestock. They're just going for the livestock.
Yeah, exactly. They're not like a chaotic smash and grab, like fuck things up entity. They're there for food and they're out. It's objective. It's smart. In the conversations we've had with both Cyrus and Ty, they've not mentioned any farmers going missing, have they?
No.
Yeah. So it looks like they are specifically after livestock. Yeah, I'm perfectly happy with Mentha's suggestion. What do you two think?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
I'm down.
Alrighty.
So you're trying to hide your camp as best you can.
No, the opposite.
Yeah.
You want to make yourselves really known so you can actually rest.
Yeah, we are still doing the watch rotation, but we're just making our camp like very obvious and very clear that this area is being watched
Alrighty.
to hopefully deter them from coming tonight.
Yeah. Okay. Demir,
Is.
I'm gonna need you to give me a will save, please.
Oh no.
A will save. Although, to be fair, you're probably the best person for that. Go on, not 20 yet. I believe in you.
It's not great. I'm gonna go ahead and use a surge on that.
You're going to be asleep. I don't think you can.
Yeah, because it's an immediate action.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's still decent. That's not terrible.
I mean, I rolled a 10.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's
You
not
rolled a
bad.
five.
Rolled a
please.
5.
Oh,
That was
was
a
it
5, and you have a plus 10. Yeah,
Oh, okay. That's not good.
Alrighty.
brother.
With that lovely will save from Demir, we shall go in to your very obvious camp, flames and all, as we will take our break here.
Ready?
Alright.
And I'll be right back.
What?
I mean, I
Oh, for
work
sure.
in a building full of like 50 kids.
Yeah, just after you work with kids, Enjo has kids in his house. Like, I mean, like when I see my sister who has 3 kids under the age of 8, and they fall over, and I see them and I'm like, they are dead. Like they have the joints of their body do not work this way, and they just get up fine.
Is the party do anything with the camp before I go into Demir's things?
I don't think so.
I'm absolutely making sure that Crom goes to sleep.
Yeah,
You're gonna cast sleep cure on him.
If he doesn't go to sleep, yes.
I would say, can we? What do we have? Like, in all seriousness, if everyone looks at their inventory, what do you have, like in terms of rope and stuff like that? Like, what do you actually have on your person?
I've
Things.
got my 2 Dwarven War Axes, my backpack, bedroll, bucket, trail rations, tent, cleric specimens, rope 2 times 50 foot, wand of cure, shovel, glasses of magical teaching, scroll of elemental resistance, wand of regen, troll's claw, and the belt of mighty constitution.
Okay, Jester.
I'm just typing
I
it.
think
out.
Jess is typing it out.
Oh,
It's just easier.
no, that's fair. And G, what you got?
That's like mundane stuff.
In terms of adventuring gear, I have a backpack, a bedroll, and a war skin.
Okay, so we have some rope. Well, the problem is we don't have anything to like set up an alarm with. I personally don't have anything like that, so I guess we just leave that. Okay, yeah, I'm good to just crack on. Note to self: buy bells.
Need all the
Time
bells and
for,
whistles.
Demir's introduction to Satan. No, wait, he's not the one with the mark. Fuck, never mind.
That doesn't make him safe.
Alrighty. As the party set up their camp with the idea that they're going to be warding away the creatures just so that they're able to get their lovely sleep for the day, as it goes around into Demir's watch, he looks over the very dark night, the stars in the sky, and the not full moon, giving a lovely moonlight glow over the farms. As the wind rustles over the wheat, it creates a very calming sound of a countryside, far away from any wars or monstrous fiends trying to rip you apart. As you are looking around, this calming nature, as well as the possible cold chill of the night, is a bit too calming as your eyes start to flutter and eventually close as you go into a small nap. The next time you open your eyes, however, the coldness of the winds and the rustling of the farms is replaced with a cold wetness going from toe to stomach, and the sound replaced with that of rippling water. Your eyes open up to a sky full of dark storms, as well as countless rocky beds as far as the eye can see until your vision blurs on the horizon. Your lower body submerged in a red liquid that is too thick to be water, though not thick enough to stop you from getting out of it. There's no one else here besides you, though you feel the area is too daunting to be left alone in.
Immediately get myself out of the blood.
As you crawl your way out, you can see that your white cloak has been dyed from the stomach down.
I do not have the cantrip that cleans me, so I will not be able to do that. So I'm just looking around confused. This is not where I was last I knew. Is anyone here? Chrome? Menta? Clarke?
Your voice just echoes out in the distance as it returns back to you.
I guess I'll just like start trying to walk in a random direction.
As you begin walking, your footsteps echo out throughout the area. And as you expect your footsteps to be returned back to you, as the echo reverberates around, you instead hear a whisper on the wind.
I actually could not hear that because of background noise in my house.
I'll make it louder.
What? What way am I supposed to go then?
As you ask the question to the endless abyss, you start to hear screams of pain coming from what you could assume to be the north.
I will head back that way.
As you continue to move throughout this plane, the bloody pools start to ripple as two large horns, followed by two large wings, start to submerge.
Emerge?
Emerge, sorry, not submerge. From the depths of the pools of blood, you see a monstrous devilish form, much larger than you could have imagined. In its clawed grasp is a bleeding head that adds to the puddle beneath it.
Do I recognize that skull head?
You would recognize it as the head of Dorna.
Oh, great. What in the... What are you?
It's been some time, Demir.
Time for what?
Your hands have been so close to the precipice of death, lording over life as you do, deciding who gets to breathe and who breathes their last.
The only say I get in it is helping people, and I do whatever I can for everyone.
And you did so well for the people you left behind.
The devil then throws the heads across onto the stone path next to you.
It's domain you gave up, and I shall thankfully take the lives you give to me. But all I ask is more and more. Whatever names shall you give up?
Do I recognize this creature at all? Do I need to make a knowledge check of some sort?
It would be a knowledge planes.
Oh, not religion?
Yeah, you could say religion works too.
Probably not.
You don't know much about the intricacies of it. However, you believe this to be Satan, the Lord of Hell.
I will come to this realization, and then without really realizing I'm saying it out loud, I'll just say, Satan? Also thereby giving him his own name.
Within the ethereal flesh.
What are you... What do you have to do with a lowly little dwarf like me?
The same I have to do with any that carry the mark of the traitor. It seems your fur and face are dashed with the blood your kin slayed.
I've not got the mark.
And you believe this protects you from my gaze. You walk in the steps of another who carries it, and I have seen what made you carry it.
I'd rather not choose to help a devil if I had the choice, and I chose not to. That would never have come right for us either way. I'd rather have done the right thing in the time and live with the consequences, whatever they may be.
You can certainly continue to live with the consequences, but you walk a long, long path. And Mater only had so many souls within it. How about I go see to what remains of Dory?
Right, seeing as how I don't really believe that you can affect the material plane that way, go ahead. I don't believe you.
Mission! That makes it so much easier.
If you could come through on your own anyway, I wouldn't have been able to stop you in the first place. Not like me saying, do what you're going to do anyways, have any effect.
You truly wish to not offer up severance. You feel yourselves protected. Is that it?
Oh, for sure not yet, but we're working on it.
Well, let us test how much your mind can take from the words that escape your lips. I hope you had a final word to say for those near you.
I have no hope of this actually working very well, but I'm gonna go ahead and cast. Hold on one second.
As you move to try and pull a spell from your minds, all you can think about is just a whirling mess of lines, and the words don't come to mind.
Even the ones that I would try to cast with the surges.
Yes.
Okay. Foul demon.
You'll find that demons are not so similar to I. If you live to see the true morning.
The devil snaps his fingers as you start to feel claws going up your legs. Looking downwards, you see countless small imps climbing atop you. Digging their claws into your skin, they make wounds as they start to crawl inside of your body. One crawls up on the top of your head as they stab into your cheeks, pulling apart your mouth and forcing their way inside. As you grapple at the monsters around you, you wake up. As you wake up out of your nap Demir, you see a lot more smoke in your vicinity. It would have been expected as you placed so many torches round, but there is a lot more smoke coming from the farms.
I will move to wake everybody up.
Who are you going to first?
Probably Clarke first. Then Mentha and Crom.
Who first?
Clarke?
What? What's the matter? Were you getting attacked?
Not us particularly, but there's a lot of smoke around.
Are you sure
More
it's not
than
just from the
two.
fire or the torches?
No, it's not from our camp. It's from outside of here.
How does Demir look? Just out of curiosity. Like, is he just his normal self, or is he in a hot sweat, or?
He looks like his skin is glistening a little bit more than it normally would be, and he is clammy and very pale looking. Like he's normally got that normal, like ruddy looking cheeks that dwarves typically tend to have, but right now he's looking pale as a ghost. He's also a little bit out of breath.
Is everything okay?
Is he also covered in blood because of the dream?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about.
What's
his
that?
clothes.
Yes,
Oh.
his robe up to his stomach is dyed red.
I wouldn't even notice that at first.
Clarke will immediately stand up and say, Demir, just hold on 2 minutes. Are you okay? And then she'll like point down at his clothes.
I will notice the blood and I will check myself over. Do I find any wounds on myself?
You find several bruises where you remember that the imps were clawing their way inside of you, but aside from that, no obvious wounds.
I don't think that is mine, but I had a very bad dream. They might be related.
Clarke will like put her hands up and like slowly wave them down to like try and calm him down and say, Demir, remember when I spoke to you before about my dream? I don't think it was a dream. I think you experienced what I did. Did you meet a huge devilish creature? Massive wings, horns?
I believe I was Satan, but yeah, I did.
As Demir says Satan, because Mentha never mentioned that to Clarke. She's
No,
gonna be
Mentha
like,
never told.
yeah, she's gonna be
Nope.
like, Satan? What do you mean, Satan?
Demir's too busy pulling out his bucket and filling it with water, with create water, and dumping it on himself. He doesn't hear your question.
As you are talking amongst each other and filling up the bucket with water, you'll both hear loud screams coming from over the direction of the village.
Oh shit! That's right. The smoke.
Quick, you go get Crumb, I'll get Mentha. And Clarke will
Alright.
rush over to Mentha.
They're in the same place, right? I
No,
thought
Mentha
was,
sleeps
like-
outside.
Yeah, I thought Mentha was usually right outside Crom's tent.
I mean, probably. Like, I was gonna ask, like, if would Clarke still have wanted to share a tent with Mentha just so she doesn't have to sleep alone, or
She would.
so Mentha would have
Yeah,
then been in the same tent with Clarke, actually.
Okay, then I'll definitely go get Crom up. Crom, get up!
Clarke will quickly grab like her blades and everything and start getting ready to make an immediate move.
What's happening?
There seems to be a lot of smokes and screams coming from the village. We need to go.
Oh no. Okay.
Demir, have you got Crumb up?
He's not responding yet. Get up, and I'll just boot his shit in just a little bit.
If you come into the tent, Cromwell, whenever you wake him up, because he's probably dead tired, we'll get up.
For
And I
sure.
guess the smell hits him first. Because it's enhanced
Probably.
smell. Yeah.
Well, there's the smell of blood, there's the smell of smoke, there's the smell of fear and sweat.
Yeah, Crom just like almost tackles you out the tent at that point. Just runs forward.
God, right on me. Arse, what was that for? Get up.
What the fuck? what's happening.
It's about time
look-
you woke up. We need to go.
I'll-
There's screams from
I'll
the
look at-
village.
I'll see Demir, like, is he still covered in blood?
Oh yeah, I just drenched some of it out of me, so like I'm not soaking in blood, but it's absolutely still there. I did not like bathe or wash my clothes or anything like that.
It's a white cloak, so it stains.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's like that look in his eye of it's not what happened earlier, but it's that you know when you place like small amounts of weight on something, anything, and you wait for it to break. It's a little bit more of that. We need to fucking go now.
Yeah, we got to go help people. Oh, and I'll look for the nearest smokestack that I can see and start heading towards it.
Yeah, Crom will not have time to put on his armor. He'll just grab his axe and potentially pick up Mentha or Demir, whoever's slower, and just run.
I think we're both at 20 feet.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
whichever one of you is getting picked up, he'll pick up one of you and just run. I will not have armor for this because I have to put on for a minute, and if people are dying, I'm going in.
As the group charges their way towards the village, they'll start to see tufts of flames and light appear in the sky as they are thrown down to the floor. Rooftops explode into dazzling flames and cindering wood as people start to run around. Villages here and there are pelted with flames from flying creatures above. As you make your way closer, some of the flying creatures turn their gazes towards you. Demir remembering them as the creatures that climbed inside of him.
Ah! Demir is here! Demir is here! When he's near, people die.
If Demir yells that at me, I'll activate it mid-run.
Yeah, I'll also activate my ring.
How long do we have before we get to the town? Because I was going to cast some spells on the way.
You'd have about 2 minutes, so you can cast things on the way, yeah.
Okay.
If I grab Demir and I'm holding him, he has time to cast, right?
Yeah.
I would have, seeing them run ahead, I would have given myself Windrunner. So I have a little bit more speed for myself.
I will write a list of what I'm putting out if I've got time, for sure.
Not the initiative for one, but it is what it is.
Did you say you're writing out a list of buffs and try?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm also doing the same, but I'm letting you go first.
Alrighty.
You can start writing it out now. I'm just
Yeah, I've
Work
written
on.
mine down if you want me to just post them first.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm still working on it.
Everybody gets bark skin and wind armor. And I gave myself Windrunner. Windrunner.
Intro, who are those on?
It's for me. Everybody gets bark skin and wind armor. Windrunner is on Mentha only.
Ah, I wasn't done yet. Oops. Okay. I was gonna do shield on his. Wait, hold on. Shield is single.
Shield is
myself
personal.
only. Okay. Wind runner. Where's my wind armor at?
I already gave everyone wind armor.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
So I will give myself mage armor and shield. So I guess I don't need to do wind armor. I will put Crom. Crom is going to get
Bark skin is on everyone.
So I'll write that down.
What was that?
Bark skin is also on everyone.
Oh, I thought that was you specifically.
No, no.
Never mind.
Windrunner is on me. Bark skin and wind armor is for everyone.
Crom is going to get Galko's strength and what else? Temper. And then I will also put Fly on myself. And hold on, how many people can I put that on? It's creature touched, and it lasts minutes per level. I could put Fly on everybody if we want to. So yeah, I'll put 4 flies out there.
Do we have time for that?
Yeah, you have 2 minutes.
Alright. If you're sure.
And then last thing I will do is I will start handing out hastes to Clarke and Crom first. And then we'll see where we get from there.
Yeah, I can't change the color for some reason, so...
Okay, I think I've got everything ticked on.
Is that everything?
Yeah, if I have time left over, I will try to cast haste on Mentha and then myself just for the speed boost.
I already have Windrunner, so I would have like 3 minutes left because I cast it like immediately after we went off running.
Did you say temper, Demir? Or did I miss that?
Yes, I put temper on you. Yeah, it's in my list as well. So I need to calculate all my MP for that as well.
So if I'm hasted, would that make my fly speed 40 foot rather than 20 foot?
It's all movement speeds, so yes, 40.
Okay. And if you fly diagonally up, is it still 40 foot? Or does it reduce it by half?
Going vertical still reduces by half, so go down to 20.
Okay, but going... So does that mean going diagonal is fine? Like diagonally up?
That's still half speed.
Okay, still half speed. Okay.
Was it just me for the tempo, or was it Clarke who got it? Because Clarke would.
You were closer, so I was going to go for you first.
To be fair, I was holding you.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Is that everything?
That should be it that I know of. So we've got Barkskin on all, Windrunner on Mentha, Wind Armor everyone, Fly everyone, Haste, Clarke and Crom, Gauker's on me, and Temper on me also, apparently.
Yeah, so I'm
Alright.
down to 1 MP, so that's all I've got, really, for now.
If that's what you want to do.
Alrighty. And to start up is going to be one of these flying devils. They fly really close and further down as they throw up their hands and cast a spell. Clarke, what is your touch AC?
I spellcraft it?
Yes.
My touch AC is 19.
Oof, that's high.
Neither of you know what the spell is. A tuft of flame will barrage into you, Clarke, as you take 10 fire, and I need to give me a reflex save, please. Alrighty, you're fine from any further flames. You'll go to Clarke.
Can we
Clarke,
get knowledges for these?
It'll be Knowledge Planes.
we'll wait for the knowledges.
I hate to be that guy, but are they devils? Because I do get a bonus for that.
Then you just roll it and then he can add
That's
it
a
on.
good question. These devils, are they devils? Yes.
That's true. I won't take it on yet. I'll just. I don't think I have knowledge planes. Wow, I don't have knowledge planes. I had to fix that. I don't know yet.
You don't have Knowledge Planes even though you selected devils of your favorite enemy?
Brother, Beastmaster's fucked. We all know this. Let's be
It
honest.
doesn't mean you can't put a point into it.
I wanted to, but all of my points went into technology because we had no idea what the fuck was going on in the last part of the campaign.
Alrighty. Mentha, you know that these are imp devils, fiendish wings, sharp claws, and a whipping scorpion-like tail lashed behind the diminutive red skin nuisance. You can learn 3 traits.
I will be.
Even though
putting
it
points
says
into that.
diminutive, they are small size.
Sounds good to me.
Alrighty. Give me 1 second. Their weakest save is Fortitude, they have no weakness, and they are immune to fire and poison.
Good to know. Blindness might be an option.
Clarke?
Right. So, am I right in thinking if I use my fleet charge ability, that allows me to move up to my movement, so I still have my full attack as well?
Yeah, we did
Yeah.
this last time.
Yeah, just double checking it. Alright, so that's what I will do using one of my mythic powers.
I spoke to you about this, and you were like, "That sounds cool." And I was like, "Yes, it is."
Yeah, it is. So she will fly diagonally up 20 foot to be right in front of this guy.
And remember, it ignores all DR. The first attack.
Yeah. So this will be the fleet charge. Fuck sake.
You stab into the knights.
Fine. And then I'll attack it normally.
And your two following attacks will also hit as you slice into this imp devil, and its body falls to the floor.
Are there any enemies within 30 feet? I don't think so. Oh, come on. Never mind. I still have my movement, so could I...
You full attacked.
Oh, yeah, good point. But could I still 5 foot?
Yeah.
Can I use my clean blade ability if I 5 foot and then do a 30 foot range touch attack at that imp?
Probably.
And there it is. This is why we spoke.
Though it says when you score a critical hit, did I actually...
Yes.
Let me roll it and read it. Oh, that's horrible to read.
Yeah, so basically, if you actually crit, like you confirm the crit, you can do the whole throw blood at people.
Okay, well, if I'm able to, I'm going to throw blood at that imp over there.
Yeah, go ahead.
Love it.
That fella is hit with a lot of blood and is sickened.
You actually care about the blood of his brethren.
I think it's more the fact that he's like, I don't care about that, and he gets hit directly in the face and mouth by it. It's like,
I mean, it does say like at DTM's discretion.
That's
Some creatures may
true.
not care about it. Those that revel in bloodshed such as demons. So you know. Oh, my mage
The
just been
devils,
rules
though.
lawyer.
They're devils.
True,
There
it's
is a
very
difference.
Hmm.
It's your call, though. It is
That's
your call.
why it's
They're not
GM's
sick.
discretion. Ah,
He just starts
well.
to lick his face.
I hope you enjoy the blood of your brethren, because you're next.
Here's the aperitif, dickhead, and just yeet it.
Four of the devils fly around as they all start to throw up their hands to float up to flames at Clarke.
Oh boy.
Because Clarke is adjacent, I think it's melee.
She's
I'm
not.
not. I'm 20
No.
foot in the air.
Ah, shit, you are. Never mind.
I'm just be singeing in the air now. Just a flicker in the night.
Brother, you are a torch at this point. Let's be realistic here.
I wish I had evasion.
Evasion wouldn't help for this.
No.
It's touch attacks. So it's good that you're dex based, is the point.
Yeah.
3 of these flames will hit you, Clarke, for a total of 18 fire. I need you to give me 3 reflexes, please.
I like how we took a mythic path. Try and stop these things from hitting you. You're like, nah. Into the sky.
Alright, you are fine. From further things. Demir.
I'm gonna fly up into the air 20 feet. And then I should be able to point my staff at that guy over there and try to shoot at him.
Did you give yourself haste?
No, so you can fly 10 foot.
No, I didn't. Shoot. I was thinking I gave myself haste, but I didn't, and I don't have enough MP for it either. Counter argument.
Here we go.
I'm going to use a Mythic Surge to cast Lytra.
Just to clarify, does that use your MP because you have
No.
none?
No,
No?
it does not.
That's spicy. Fair enough.
Inspired spell, it uses the mythic instead of MP.
Ah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
so and it's also 2 caster levels higher, and it's
Yep.
a D6 per caster level, so 7d6, yes. And it's a 20
If
foot
Lytra
radius.
go above 5d6, yeah.
Let me
Lytra
double-check.
should be up to D10, like 10d6 max. It's Lytra, not
Yeah, it's max
Blanco,
10d6, so yeah, you
Yeah,
can go
yeah.
up to 76.
Yeah, and it's long range, but the radius is what I'm more worried about. Ooh, I have to hit Clarke if I want to get all of them. Oh no, I can't hit all of them anyways. Never mind. So I will go for those 3 back there.
Those two.
Is it only 2? I thought those.
It only goes up to where the numbers are. The zeros is where it doesn't hit.
Oh, okay. I don't like that. I like those other ones that you have better.
Then use those, but they just don't have the height values.
They're not on the radius thing.
Well, then you can't use them.
I've got cones, but no radii. Oh, that'll work. And yes, I'll just roll 76 now. And they need to make a DC 18 will save, I believe, is my 3rd level spell. I will double check.
Lytra is reflex.
Oh yeah, reflex. Third level is DC 18.
Alrighty.
That's the 2 from the mythic, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Wait, +2.
Because your 2 caster levels higher, so
Doesn't affect
you
your
should DC
DC.
plus
Yeah,
2.
it doesn't. That doesn't affect the
Doesn't?
DC. No.
Oh,
It
right.
affects the damage die. It doesn't affect
Oh,
the
right,
DC.
right. Sorry, my bad.
Real low numbers there.
Real low numbers. That's a lot of radiant. That radiant? Holy damage. What?
Yeah, but for 70s, I mean, actually, that's kind of average.
Yeah, that's decent. That's not bad.
Air explodes in a holy light as those 2 imp devils will come singeing down to the floor.
Very nice.
And that is my turn.
Menfa.
Okay, I should be able to, if I fly diagonally up, to get up to 20 feet to be able to be next to Clarke.
Do you have haste?
No. But the bit
Why?
like I said, it's 22 feet.
Yeah, but you're going upwards, which is half speed.
God damn. Wind ordinary is only for ground movement.
Did it just
Well-
go really quiet, or is it just me?
Say what?
Sorry, no, gee, it's your turn. You were doing something. What happened?
Yeah, I was doing something, but I realized I don't have the movement for it, apparently.
Oh, okay.
So that sucks.
Do you want to wait? Like, do you want to just yell at me
I
to
don't-
bring you up? Because I have fly.
Yeah, well, if you can't get me next to Clarke.
From where I am, before we waste the turn, could I bring, with a double move, could I bring Mentha to Clarke? If I have fly, because I do.
Everyone has flying, yeah.
And I am hasted, so it is increased.
Well, going upwards is still half speed. If you're double moving, yeah.
Then I will spend my turn doing that, so you want to skip me and just do Mentha.
If you're fine with that,
Yeah? You have a plan. Go for it.
I have a plan to help Clarke, but we'll so realize we killed like half of these things already, but you know what? I will, with Chrome's help, get next to Clarke and give her elemental resistance fire.
That is
So that's
spicy.
resistance 10 against, well, fire in this case, to
I
Clarke.
am so glad that genuinely that's a good move.
I wish I could have done it earlier, but like, yeah. That's why I got quiet, because it was my plan, and I was like, oh god, I can't do this. What else am I gonna do?
Yeah, no, I'm happy to sacrifice my turn for that, and thank you, Demir, for giving me the move to do that. So appreciate it.
I gave myself ground movement, but it doesn't help me when I'm flying. Curse my tiny legs. Even though they don't help me fly either. Yeah, that was the entire plan.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I spent my time move doing that, so I don't get a turn. But worth it.
Appreciate it.
So that's on Clarke.
Yeah, Clarke got resist 10 to fire.
Nice. For how many rounds? Or is it 10 minutes? Wait.
10 minutes per level, so like 50 minutes.
50 minutes. Yeah.
Whoa!
God
Like-
damn it, making me update the notes.
Probably should have done this during the running, but you know what?
You
Haven't
didn't know
played a
that.
buffer in a while.
You didn't know that we were facing creatures against.
We only saw the village on fire, who knew there would have been fire involved.
Well, could be an arson attack. You never know.
Look, I appreciate that.
Stop being funny.
Two of these imp devils will fly their ways around. Mentha, what is your touch AC?
Wait, hold up.
My touch is 17.
Wait.
Right. Wait.
No,
Wait.
it says melee attack in big bold letters. Sorry, I can't help you.
I'm sure I'll be fine.
Can I just like heel kick you back down to the ground? Like, get back down.
Thanks,
Good
okay.
dream.
Here's this incredibly life-saving resistance. Get the fuck out of here.
Why'd you put
As-
yourself in the firing range?
As Mentha is surrounding Clarke in a fiery shield, two tufts of flames come for them. One of them much larger than the other as they crit you, and you would
Here.
take 28 fire damage.
Okay, so I need to assist every time.
Can I?
Which one comes first? Weakness or resistance?
It's resistance then weakness, isn't it?
The 8 is the normal damage, the 10 and 10 are the crit.
Yeah, but I have weakness to fire, but I also have some fire resistance.
Yeah,
So
'cause
how do I calculate this?
I'm pretty sure we've done this before. It's
Heard it in here
resistance then-
before, we gotta remember
Yeah.
these things.
I could have
Yeah,
sworn it's
I know,
resistance
right?
and weakness. So like you reduce and then you add whatever's left.
It's all fire, so I can just look them up together anyway.
Because you're weak, aren't you?
I have weakness to fire, but I have 2 fire resistance because of my class.
Yeah. So if they're 2 attacks,
So
you
you determine the total amount of damage you would take before applying hardness and electricity. So you apply weakness and then resistance afterwards.
Oh, is it reversed? So you
So
take.
first weakness, then resistance. So,
Whack.
yeah, okay.
Wait, it says resist plus. No, I'm not reading it right. Go on.
So 42 after the weakness.
No, hold on.
Am I doing this? Weakness is like half. Wait,
No, you're right. Sorry, I'm being an idiot. Go on.
No, that cancel because I need to calculate them all differently, right? Wait, so okay, so the 10 and 10 are definitely the same attack. How does
So
it
it's 8 and 20.
8 and 20, okay.
Or 12
Still a
and
lot.
30 if you're having weakness.
It's
Right,
only half.
okay.
It's not double. Because I fucked that
Yeah,
up
yeah,
before.
yeah, it's not double, but it's still a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I say it's 12 and
12
30. Starting
and
half.
30
Remember, you have hard to kill.
minus. I do. Those are 2 attacks, so that happens twice, so minus 4. So
Basically, it's 38
that's
damage.
38. That's minus 9.
And can
So I
I
rolled down to the
use-
floor.
No, hold on. Can I use an immediate action to use the Mythic Surge that is for an immediate action spell?
Here comes the me with the fucking.
What?
So I have a spell that is immediate action. Can I use a Mythic Surge for that?
What do you mean, can you use a Mythic Surge for it?
What's
For
the
the
ability?
spellcasting thing.
What's the ability? Like, what's it called? What's it do?
I will check.
Is it Hierophant?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that saved because I did that before. What's the ability called?
It is
Inspired spell?
Inspired Spell, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so
You'll be able to.
anyone
Yeah, there's no
white
limit
mage.
on action, so
Okay,
it's DM.
perfect.
it's DM discretion, but, like, yeah.
Be your last point of mythic power, isn't it?
I'd be the second one that I've used today. So
It's
I,
the same days when you were fighting the battalion.
Yeah, this
which
is
I
a rough
never
day.
used any mythic.
Yeah, damn you
Yeah.
didn't use.
Okay.
It was just Clarke and Mentha.
Yeah, Demir's low
Yeah.
on MP, somehow not
Did
low on
Clarke
you-
mythic.
has 2 left.
I think somebody used it on diplomacy. That's what I'm getting.
Clarke did that.
I did that.
Okay.
Both
And I
Clarke
was
and Mentha did.
trying to use one on this will save, but I was not allowed to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, there's my Mythic Surge ability to cast that as if I was 2 levels higher. Hold on, how would that change that?
It would, because it would increase your. It would actually put Mentha
It would do nothing.
0. No, because it would. Oh,
The
wait, hold
maximum
on.
per cast level was 5, so it doesn't increase anything.
Oh, so it does increase it. You're right.
Yeah, okay. What? I mean,
Still
it's
minus 2.
mental alive for now.
Ah, it would
I mean, I
put it
was
at 5.
alive. It was
Wait,
just
hold
a minus
on.
9.
It's +5, right, for per cast level? Is your 5
Why haven't you got
in
plus
there?
3 in there?
Yeah, you should be +5 anyway,
Hold
so
on.
it'd go up to +7.
No, it would only be plus 5 because the maximum is plus 5.
Oh,
cast
so
level.
yeah, you wouldn't need to use your surge. You would just put from that roll. You would
If
put.
he
He doesn't have
know
MP for it.
those wounds
Yeah, I don't have MP
or
for it.
MP.
Oh, so yeah, you'd use your surge, but you would still put her up a
It
0,
would still be, yeah, at 0, exactly.
which technically
He's
means
still
you're
unconscious.
Ah!
Wait, hold on, no.
Oh, no, close wound
that,
stops damage. You'd be staggered.
Yeah,
so
that's what I
it
mean.
is
You'd be
that plus 1 point per caster level, so it is 7 plus 5.
Is it also adding your wisdom then?
It should
plus
do,
1
'cause
point.
if Wait, no, it's cure wounds, not cure. Different.
3d4 plus 3. Why am I getting plus 3?
Yeah,
Hold on.
there's no casting modifier in there unless you have the other ability that adds your casting modifier anyway.
Yeah, so you would play +5 normally.
Let me look up the spell real quick.
I'm looking at the spell.
How have you got it as 3d4? Because I read it as 2d4.
Because he has the improved healing white magery that adds 1
Okay.
dice to all healing.
So yeah, so it's 3d4 plus 5. That's all it is. There's nothing more.
Unless you have something else that allows you to add your wisdom anyway. There is a talent for it, but I don't know if you have it.
I'm looking at it. I'm trying to figure it out.
Look, I'm falling down right now, so I'll take it.
Yeah, the
I
important
guess.
point is you are not unconscious right now.
You know what? I think I try to just add in the plus for caster level. I might not have changed it since I put the spell in. So, because that was one of my first second level spells. So I will change it to the +5 now, and I will remove the maximum +5 stuff off to the side.
Alright. Clarke?
That's a spicy roll. Thank you.
What are we thinking? There or there? Is Crom going to deal with the one behind us?
This one behind us?
Well,
Oh shit, there is.
yeah. Because I can go for this.
Communicate. Tell me.
Can you go for the one behind us?
Yes.
Right, fantastic. Clarke will use another mythic power then to do fleet charge once more. And I only have one more left. To fly over to this one and attack.
I got distracted and I forgot to mention that we'll be using my white mage ability to do +2 regen for 6 rounds.
If I flew up diagonally to 25 foot, can I still hit this one 20 foot?
Yeah.
Okay, then I will do that. So I'll fly diagonally to 25 foot, but still attack the one that's lower. So, first is the fleet charge. And then the rest is the full attack plus the haste.
Sorry, is this top of the round?
Yes.
I'll need to take some duration silence.
You slash at the lower one, but it still flies.
Just remind me, is the haste attack, is that full BAB? It is,
Yes.
isn't it? Yeah, okay. There we go.
Second attack will stab into the fella below you as he will fall to the floor.
Can I just remind you, you're level 5 and you're hitting 35 to attack.
I'll hit the last 2 remaining to the one above me.
The
30
offhand
goddamn
will
5.
miss, but the haste will hit, as that fella will also fall to the floor.
Well, I wasn't planning to take 2 down in one turn, but I'm glad I did. Then I will use my last bit of movement to 5 foot this way.
You only have 1 mythic power left.
I only have 1 mythic power left.
Okay. This imp to the right is gonna look at distances.
Leave the plan alone!
Yeah, don't do that. I know what you're doing. Don't do it.
Just a turnip.
It's flying around to the side as it shoots
kill
off
2 with your
another
imps.
flame at the turnip.
Does that tree give cover?
No.
You bastard.
The good news is if I don't die, I'm closer to being able to take a certain feat.
What?
There's
Oh yeah,
magic
Nympha, I need
racial
you to give me
feat.
2 reflexes, sorry.
All
Last
right.
time.
We're past that point. That turn got missed.
Yeah.
Feel like that shouldn't be.
I blame Demir because he kept talking about his stuff.
Okay.
That is a
That's a
spicy
lot of
fucking
stuff.
reflex. Jesus.
And then you'll be blasted yet again with more flames
Okay.
for 9.
Okay.
Should be 13.
Okay.
Can I
Minus-
reflex to catch her?
N-
Is that beautiful?
Because that's a 20-foot fall. That's not good.
she has fly. Fly,
I think it's
turns into
automatic, like,
featherfall.
choco feather. Yeah.
Oh, does it like stop you from dropping?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I think it dispels after it's done that, though. I'll double check. I know something does something like that.
Yeah, I think it's Choco Feather. Isn't it like
I don't
fly
think it's
stops
Choco
when
Feather,
the
I think.
caster dies?
I think it's just because if you are in mid-air while the flight ends, then it gives you, like, it lowers you down.
Yeah,
And then
like
it ends.
that's.
But, like, if it's still going on, it's just acts as a choco, like a permanent
Yeah.
choco feather. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Alright.
I don't take full damage, I don't think.
No, I just checked it. You're fine. You'll just
I
slowly
am
fall to the
down.
floor.
Fall down like an autumn leaf.
And yet you rolled your reflex. You're still not on fire.
Jesus Christ, is my attack score correct?
She only has a +6. She's just rolling really high.
No, I'm just thinking about what I'm gonna do to the person who put Mantha down. Alright.
Demir.
No, you're going for the one behind you.
Oh, I am.
I'm gonna take a 5-foot step, just to not be. I mean, it doesn't really matter that much. I'm gonna use a mythic power, and I'm gonna cast probably Cure 3.
You can get me up, I can heal myself.
So 5d6 plus 5 plus 1 per caster level, so plus 7. So that's 5d6 plus 12.
Yep.
That's good. Okay. 5d6 plus 12.
Just straight.
That is for
Almost
death.
just full heals.
That it from Demir?
Yeah, that'll be it from Demir.
From.
As if you didn't just say my hacking live.
If I see Mantha go down, I'm at 20 foot, they're at 20 foot. Could I move to them and attack them, or do I need to charge them?
One behind you, you can move.
This one here. Like this,
Yeah,
that one.
you can
yeah.
just move up to that one, yeah.
Haste wouldn't let me attack them twice, would it?
No.
And I can't charge that. Can I charge?
You can
You
charge it.
charge.
Yeah, I may as well. I'll charge to there. Let me just put the thing on. Think it works. Good lord. Are they actually devils before I keep this?
Yes.
You sound so not happy with that. Alright.
Well, they're named Imp Devil. How are they not a devil?
I'm just checking. The
You
plus
move
4 isn't
over
that.
to the devil as you bring up a very large great axe towards this fella. As you cleave him in twain, and 2 halves fall to the floor.
Oh,
And you're all
right.
shocked about Clarke's bonuses.
Shush. This is a very specific circumstance.
Calm down.
Yeah, I have like a plus 17. You have a plus 21.
Shush. The four comes from devils specifically, which is why I asked.
Mentha?
Yeah, no, I'm nowhere near enough this guy to do anything about them.
Wait, who?
There's at least one more guy left.
Oh, that one. I couldn't see it from the map.
Also, it is low light, so I would even have mischance anyway if it's before an attack roll. total MP too. Am I close enough? Oh yeah, you're so far away too.
Keep yourself alive. That's the name here.
Well, I mean, when they deal like double my, well, most of my health in one hit, there's not much I can do about that.
Get up, full defense, hide behind tree.
Yeah,
I'm not saying do that, I'm just saying that, like,
I think that's
you
an
and
option.
Clarke,
I
Definitely.
don't think this thing will live.
yeah, you and Clarke are the targets, and Clarke is, I assume, just raring
Yeah.
to fucking go over there.
Yeah. It's gonna be too hype in there for me to really try to think if I already hit.
Also, most of my
Um,
bonuses
just-
come from Demir, so just saying.
What's the distance of curing belt?
I believe it's 30 feet. I'm
I'm
below.
thinking it's probably 30 feet, but I'm just asking to make sure.
It's right at the top. It's just 30 feet, yeah, 30 feet.
Yeah. Okay. Probably won't be able to make that then. Yeah, that's fine. So I'm just gonna use a charge of myself and keep flying down.
Okay.
Because I'm harder to hit that way.
Is that Manfred done?
Yeah, that's me then.
Demir, I need you to roll me a fortitude, please.
Oh no.
It's burning, isn't it?
No, Damir hasn't been hit.
Is he not? Oh shit, that's bad.
Only Clarke and Mantha have been pelted by fire, and we, I think, saved all of the burning stuff.
Yeah, that's concerning.
Intro?
So that's something different.
Yeah, what's up?
I need
Roll a
Demir
fortitude.
to make a fortitude, please.
Ah, okay. I sorry, I didn't hear it. Good enough.
Look at that spicy
As
backflip from the
flames-
dwarf.
As flames dance across the sky, as well as hurley beams and slashing weapons, Demir makes sure to keep an eye on his allies. However, without any reflections nearby, he's unable to look at himself. As Mentha falls down, you can see that there are lines appearing on his cheek. They then start to rip apart as a second mouth appears with jagged fangs. Demir, you feel a something welling up within, as if something is clawing its way out. Two hands then pierce through the second mouth on your cheek as they pull it apart, horrendously so, as everyone can hear cracking of bone and snapping of sinew. Another imp crawls its way out of your cheek as you feel blood rush out with it. However, the wound closes up quickly as you're able to keep yourself from losing any more. The creature landing on the floor, purple skin in delight, shakes its body as if it was a dog trying to remove flesh and water from it. It looks up at Demir as it was birthed from you, trying to keep your head in one piece.
Demir, Demir, how nice of you to bring me here. First your mom. How about now we kill Crom?
Never.
Yeah, I'm taking berserker levels. Yeah.
The devil crawls across the floor on all fours in a hazardous manner as it gets round to the back of Demir. Lighting up a flame in its hands, it fires a spell towards Crom. Crom, what is your touch?
My touch. Let me check. I don't think it's that fantastic. It'd be 14.
14, alrighty. A horrendous ball of flame comes hurtling to the Varg in the sky, exploding across your form. The flames dance around as they seem to hug onto you. As Crom will take 29 fire damage. And
Okay.
need to make a reflex save, please.
Just the one, yeah?
Just the one, yes.
Beautiful.
You save against any further effects.
Immediate
29.
actions don't need to be defensive, right?
Save it. Seriously, just save it.
And then Crom was deleted.
Sorry, my thing isn't updating.
Ah, okay.
I would say save it. It's your character. Do them.
As for immediate spells, they do not need to be defensive, no.
Alright.
Like, Crom looks fucked up, but okay.
Clarke, get over here.
But there's one more.
Clarke, deal with that one over there. I'll deal with this. It's your call. But shit, they ain't gonna stick around for nowhere.
I get a knowledge on the new guy.
Yep, noise planes.
I guess do I get a knowledge on the new?
Also, is Demir okay? Like,
I mean, doesn't. What's Demir look like?
He probably looks very pale skin, but the massive fanged mouth on his cheek has closed up.
is it gone or is it just closed?
It's gone.
Okay.
There's a lot of blood there, so you know it used to be there, but it's no longer there.
Alright.
Alrighty, you know that this is a Ereshkigal. Larger than your average imp, these fiendish wings, sharp claws, and whipping scorpion-like tail lashed behind its diminutive, purple-skinned nuisance are deadly. You can learn one trait. Even with weaker save?
Yeah. Personally, I don't know what you guys want to do.
Go special ability, I think. Let's see if we know anything different.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Intro, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking of my next move, sorry.
That's cool.
Yeah, fine with special ability.
Alrighty.
Okay. Its special ability is that it has a poison on its sting, which deals dex damage every round for 6 rounds, unless you make a fortitude save.
Alrighty.
So, what's movement rule and descending down? So if I flew just set diagonally down,
You can just fall straight down and have no distance taken up.
even
It does
it's
provoke, though.
diagonal. That's all right. If it doesn't, that actually resolves my issue.
Falling is a free action, so you can just go to the floor straight away and then just figure it out from the floor.
Yeah, cool. Right, if that's the case, then I'm going to use my last mythic power of the day. Giving myself one more fleet charge and moving to here. And I'm going to give this imp good old couple whacks. That goes through any DR if it has any.
You slash into the back of the imp. Your following slashes will hit, however, you know you're doing less than normal.
Somebody attacks. Good lord.
Hey, you're the one that helped me build this character. What do you expect?
Don't tell them that. don't tell them that.
Well, the champion part. I did the rest of it.
There's the Imp Devil over here. Gonna fly to here and go downwards. Oh, I broke the text. And as it goes down to here, it starts to join in the merriment of its brother as it starts to dance. And unless you guys are its friends, he's going to leave you behind, but he all sees you as merry fellows. He's going to ask you all to make will saves, please.
I really, really hope I pass this.
I'm not going to, because Clarke doesn't save, will save.
No, if I pass this, good shit happens.
And I can't even search.
I will search that, because I rolled fucking terribly.
Oh, there's a chance.
An 8. Yeah, I need to work on that. To 5. So that'll be a
16.
16.
Plus 3 if it counts as mind affecting.
Yep. And if it's mind affecting and it fails to affect me, they are stunned.
Sadly, none of you are his friends, so he's going to leave you all behind.
Is it mind affecting?
As for mind affecting, the ability does not say so.
Okay, fair enough. I'm not going to argue it. Good to go.
What was the law for, Jester?
Nothing.
Okay. Demir?
I will say to Demir, if you want to run away, I can protect you. If you want to hold on.
Just step closer to me.
How do you want to play this?
I think I need to wait until after you go for what I need to do, because I need you to be closer to me for what I want.
I was going to use escape route so that essentially you can just literally leave. Like, you can just run away and it won't provoke.
But don't forget, Crom, you are still 20 foot in the air, I'm pretty sure.
I can drop.
Alright.
I am 20 foot though.
That's fine. You might need to convey that to me a little bit more clearly, but I was going to cast a burst heal and then possibly scooch on out of there.
Well, you can see me in the air. Like, I'm up there.
Yeah, but he needs you, like, in the same burst as the rest of us.
Yeah, I need you on the
Are you
ground
holding after
next
Crom?
to me.
Yeah. I'll say to Demir, I'll come down if you got a plan. That's all. That's probably about as much time as I've got.
I'll just point to the ground between me and Mentha.
Sounds good.
And I'll hold my turn until after Chrome.
Okay.
If Demir has a plan in that regard, if he just points at the ground, I will move on top of the devil and drop on top of them.
That will provoke.
I don't care.
Okay. Gonna move you first because I need to select the token.
Can I not drop on top of them to hurt them in any way, or flatten them, or something?
I want to say that's like a feat or an ability to do that.
Probably is, to be fair, but I'm just asking the question.
You can fall on them to do damage, yeah.
I know you can fall on them to do damage, but would I be prone at the end of it? That's what I want to know. Because rather not be.
Well, if you're going on top of him or you're not.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Like, mechanically, will I fall prone afterwards, or no? Because I don't think, ever since we've done this, and things have dropped on us, they've not gone prone, but I don't know what abilities they have.
You can go on top of it, yeah.
So if I hit it, dropped on it, would I still be able to attack?
Yes.
Yes. Then I butt slam it.
You need to make a ranged attack.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, because you're not bigger than him.
Fair point. There you go.
Alright, you land on him. And you do no damage as you land on him.
Wow. Alright, fair enough.
And as you try to land on him, he's going to sting into your rear.
Wow, I tried to butt slam him and he butt slams me. This is
Yeah.
cool. This is cruel, even.
He'll sting you for free. I need you to
Okay.
give me a fortitude save, please. Alright, you're fine. Continue.
Okay. Can I land here?
Sure.
Actually, no. Can I land here?
Sure.
Am I
That's
flanking?
not where I wanted you.
Okay, I'll go here. Wherever Dimir wanted me.
I wanted you right between me and Mintha.
I'll go there then. If Jameer literally pointed that square, I will go there. I'll go there.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Right here
Very
between us.
specifically,
No, no,
like point finger.
Communicate it.
I didn't realize there was that was like a specific square. I will go where Demir asked me to go in this instance. If it's there, I'm going there. Is that alright?
Yes.
Cool. And I'll swing! The pluses are all in there, that's just to know what they are.
You don't overcome DR, do you?
Not yet. It's just magical, that's all.
Swing your great axe into the new devil, and you feel doing less than normal, but still a sizable chunk.
Okay. That's move. Hold on. Yeah, I moved and dropped on, so that's a move. Standard. I have nothing cool for Swift. Actually, it's a lie. Yep, I can limit break. I can fucking limit break. Right. I should have done this earlier, but I didn't because I'm an idiot. Questions to the party: defenses or offenses?
I feel like we're gonna kill this guy pretty soon, so I mean, whichever.
We've got Demir and Mentha first, and then them.
Yeah, and you guys are gonna be fairly full of HP when I'm done.
Cool. In that case, I'll activate Pack Fury, which means that you get a +4 everyone to Constitution and Strength. It's an enhancement, so if you have anything that enhances that, of course it doesn't stack. And then you would gain a additional attack. This does not stack with haste. So, Clarke, you wouldn't get one, I wouldn't get one either. But, technically, Demir and Mentha would get an additional attack. If they wanted it.
If they have a non-power weapon, yes.
Does that not let them attack with a
Yeah,
power weapon?
Power weapons,
No.
you have to have feats.
Yeah, power
right.
weapons is special.
I know they have feats, so I didn't know if that helped at all, but...
Yeah,
Well, the
otherwise
feats
it's
also
just
don't allow you
standard
haste.
magic item activation, which is a standard.
No, but I meant
No,
the
that's
feats give
fair.
you the extra attacks.
Yeah,
Right.
it's to do with the... I didn't know if that feat helped it, the limit break story helped it. If it doesn't,
No.
fair enough, not a problem.
It would help Demir's new axe.
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah, so you all gain +4 strength and con enhancement.
+4.
+4.
Which is better than the belt I have, so it does increase mine some.
That will probably increase your health. That's me done.
Alright, so first I'm going to make a concentration check.
Wait, hold on. Can I have 5-foot step?
No, I need you.
Where are
Shit,
you?
you already
you
5
said,
foot
you said the
step.
square. You said the square. Right, no. I'm sorry. I stopped. Sorry.
Pretty sure that makes the concentration check for the spell I'm casting.
Yes.
I'm casting Cura. And I've got the fast healing on it as well.
I take it you're using your mythic for that.
Yes, I have to. I don't have the MP for that. And that's going to bring me up to 4 out of 7.
I will say, we have a good pie.
We actually listened to it when we tried to communicate.
That's a 20-foot burst, so all of my friends get that, and they all get the fast healing as well.
Ah, these imps say you were friends. Ah, thanks for healing them.
Hold on. I just realized. 1 second, please. That should actually be an extra d6, because that should be 8d6, because that's 5d6 to start with, 2 for my level, and 1 for the white mage ability. So I'm going to add another d6 on there.
This motherfucker. Straight in there.
All of the goddamn heals.
Alright.
And then for my move action, I will move through Crom using his what do you call it? His escape route thing, and I will just.
I have not activated that. I'll be totally honest.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
I didn't have I didn't have time. I attacked it
That's
and
okay.
didn't use it.
In that case, I will just 5-foot step back towards Clarke.
Alright. Menfa.
I'm gonna stand up.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go after the other imp. Gonna try to make us all dance. Or
Not currently.
you know what? No, I heard what the blue new imp said, so I'm gonna use a mythic to do this so inspired spell, because that will also give me +2 to caster level. So I'm gonna give Crom elemental resistance to fire, but because of the boost, it's gonna be resist 20, because it just puts me to 7th, which should be the threshold for that. I'm just gonna roll it. That's a little, yeah. So Crom has 20 resist fire. And I'm using a search ability to do this.
The imps talk amongst themselves, but nobody understands them. You understand the word Crom, because names don't change a lot between
They assume they know what I did, because they know what I did when I did that to Clarke, so I'm just gonna 5-foot step here.
Alrighty.
So Crom has resist 20 to fire.
This devil is going to 5 step up. And what is Demir's CMD?
Jack B, did you catch my message?
What's Demir CMD?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was trying to think of other things. CMD? Or,
Yes.
Yeah. 18 currently?
Alrighty. The Ereshkigal will jump onto your head as he starts to claw into your cheek. Pulling it apart, its body starts to wiggle its way back inside.
Is that a melee attack?
What is the specific wording? Because it's a combat maneuver.
It's adjacent, so technically I'm not adjacent to Demir, so it doesn't matter. It's fine.
So it doesn't matter. The Ereshkigal just chants away as he goes back inside of Demir's head.
Hide away! Your face is a nice place to stay!
Is there anything I can do to try and stop that?
Yeah, your CMD, but that failed.
Oh.
Fuck.
Clark's just got to fly out diagonally to this guy and attack him.
Alright.
How much? Can I just fight? I don't know. No, it wouldn't. It'd be 10 foot
No,
to fight.
you're going
and fly
upwards.
Up. Yeah, okay. That's fine. Just checking. And that's all I can do.
It'd be good to just whack into that fella.
I'm nice and simple.
Remember fast healing.
Does that go off my round
Clarke.
or Demir's round?
Yours.
Cool, thank you.
Clarke, what is your CMD?
My CMD is 26.
Ooh! This Imp Devil is kind of acrobatics around you. Down
enough.
to here. As he also tries to claw his way inside of Demir's head. What was Demir's CMD?
18.
I was one off. He claws at your face, but you just like punch him off. From.
Crom will move to here. And smash their axe into the person trying to claw into Demir's face.
You bring the heavy great axe down upon that imp as he falls onto the floor.
I don't know if I have any moves. Nope. Not that would help here.
With the final imp down and one of them clawing their way through Demir's cheek hole, the rest of the lights in the sky start to scatter, aside from the houses that are still ablaze.
Oh,
Gotta get
anywhere
in there.
that's on fire, I'm gonna run like towards the source of the fire and just cast rain.
Yeah, Crom's just running in to try
I can
and...
just cast it normally a couple times and then use the rest of my searches to do that.
I'm sure that Demir is in quite a huge amount of pain having a creature just, crawl into his face. So he's probably just going to kneel down and vomit on the ground.
As Crom and Mentha go and help the population, Clark's gonna kneel down with Demir and just say, "Calm, keep calm. You're okay." As she's inspecting his cheek.
God damn devils. I'm gonna wipe his mouth off and stand up and let's go help the others.
Hang on, I think they've got it handled. Just take a minute. It's a lot that's gone on in just the space of 10 minutes.
I'm not gonna let somebody die because I'm not there. I'll keep walking.
As Demir walks away, Clark's gonna sort of just lift her head up to the sky, and just let out a big sigh. Devils. What a way the world's going. As she'll start walking towards the village.
And I will fly up and look around for injured parties and try to gather them into one space. If they're critically injured, I will use lay on hands on them until I run out, and then anybody else who's just regular injured, I will gather them up and I will try to cast.
There are no regularly injured people. There are people who are able to flee and people who are dead.
Damn it.
With Memper's use of rain, you're able to douse any flaming rooftops.
And for anything else, just blast create water wherever I can, whatever good it does. But at least I'm trying.
Can you use cantrips when your MP pool's empty?
Yes.
Mhm.
I'll use my staff, but I don't need to.
As you're moving around the farms, Ty will get out of his building as he sees the creatures have fled, and you're milling about trying to stop any further damage. Oi! What the hell was that? Flames darting across the sky? Explosions?
No, actually, you know what? I don't have this.
As soon as Clarke sees... Where is Ty? Like, just outside a building randomly.
He's just outside of his building.
Which one's his building?
You pretty much moved away from this map.
Yeah, okay. Clarke will just basically fly down to Ty and try to reassure him and calm him down. It's okay. Looks like those devils are gone.
It's definitely not okay. You seen those corpses over there? What the devil's doing around here? We're nowhere near Azura.
She sort of just takes a deep breath. I'm not sure what they're doing around here, but they're gone now.
It all started when the damn Cain started summoning them into this plane. That's what happened.
Saying this is the work of Cain? What are they doing midway into Richter?
I don't rightly know.
Clarke will just mull over quickly. Do these resemble anything? I know we're thinking about wolf-like creatures, but do these resemble anything of the reason why the livestock's gone missing?
Hell no. These things are nothing like what we saw. We didn't even see anything resembling humanoids. All quadrupeds. And 30 too. Definitely nothing with fire.
Well,
It's
you're
just good timing you guys were here when these things came about. Without you protect the village, we'd all be dead.
Yeah. It's a good thing, right? I'm gonna look at Mentha, because I assume that you guys are... I assume Clarke and Dimir are doing the main, like, talking.
As soon as you like start talking, Clarke will sort of just give a side eye back and look back at Ty. It was a good thing that we were here, but I think we'll go and check around and make sure that everything is gone. It's probably best for you if you continue to hide away.
I'll stay up in my house until things get a little bit calmer. It seems you lot are dousing the flames. Sad to say, I don't think you got the power in you to bring back the dead.
I'm sorry to say, but unfortunately I don't. Really sorry for your losses.
That's the livestock. At least we can handle that. We can just get new or breed new. But these people, their family, their friends, neighbors. Maybe it's about time we think about leaving this place. There's troubles after another.
I feel you on that one. I had to leave my home. Anyway, here, how about I take you inside? Maybe make you a drink quickly.
Now you use that fancy magic of yours to help out the other villagers. I can walk a few steps my own.
I'm not the magical one, but I'm sure I can lend a hand.
Says the one flying.
That was cast on me.
You're still
I
magical.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Ty will go back into his house and close the door.
Clarke will, well, as she's flying, will just fly over to the party. Guys, I know you're probably all thinking the same thing as I am. It's no coincidence that these devils just ended up at this village.
Crom, you are more right than we knew.
I hate to say it, but Crom's right. We're bringing danger now wherever we go. Just look at the damage this village has just been given. Just because we're here.
I'm gonna look at Demir and use detect magic.
As you detect magic, you'll see that Demir is magical, as well as the eye above Clark's head. I do have an image for that now, if you've not looked at
Yeah,
it.
I've seen it in the
Ooh, I wanna
handouts.
see.
Yeah, it's like a swirling eye.
Ooh.
Is it the same on Demir now?
No, Demir doesn't have a mark, but he has a different aura around him. You'd need to
Okay,
roll Spellcraft or Knowledge Arcana. You can do
can I
both.
use... I only have spellcraft.
And you can use Spellcraft.
Well, I can't because I already used all my searches to create rain, so that's what it is.
Would I be able to notice this on myself?
It's a bit harder to see because you're looking down, but yeah.
I'll try
I'll
it.
get puddle somewhere. After all the rain, then I can tell it evaporates like immediately.
That might work.
Other than mine.
You can tell that your body is being used as a portal.
How in the hells?
It's exactly in the hills. We need to leave. I'm not gonna pretend that you should listen to me, but we need to fucking go.
Just hold on 1 minute.
For
Demir
what?
had the same issue that I had just the other night. Even though he hasn't got the mark is now affecting all of you. Well,
Yeah,
I can only assume.
that's what I.
Let's just head back to camp for a minute. Let's just make sure everyone else in this village is fine and head back so we can talk private. Who knows?
really
who might
wanna
be
li-
listening?
You really want to let these people have our presence anymore?
We need to just discuss the situation.
Fine.
Get our stuff.
Yeah, we need to get us. Fine. All right.
Demir had the same issue I did. We need to know the details of what happened. If you're okay to share them, Demir.
I need to find people to help as much as possible. I'm getting out of this town. I'm not coming back. No more towns.
We need to stay out. You're right. We need to stay outside. A lot more
It's
outside.
gotta be tricky when we need supplies and resources. We can't
can have
just
to go-
solely focus on the land.
We can stop on our way, grab supplies and go.
I think it's the.
Just no more towns, please.
I'll see how fucked up Demir about this is, and I'll just kind of like.
He's
It's not-
legitimately about to have a breakdown right here in the middle of everything.
He's not gonna hug you, but Crom will put his arm around you and go, "Look, one fun for the other, right?"
I just, if you find anybody that needs help, let me know.
Yeah. Yeah, I will.
At this point, have all the fires and everything been put out?
Yeah.
I mean, Mentos has been going fucking nuts with just clouds everywhere. Clouds.
Well, I think we've done as much as we can then. If all the fires have been put out, let's go collect our stuff quickly.
clean up the rest of the fires and finding no one that you could truly help, you can eventually make your way out of the village and back to the camp you had set up.
I think we need to maybe decide a bit of a better route. I know I thought that we go through all the settlements we know, right? But
I think we need to still go to those settlements just to replenish our supplies, but we don't have to stay. What we have to do is find some way to sort this out.
Right, just for our reference, do we know what like dist view is? Because that's our next spot, right? We're gonna go to dist view.
Yeah, if you hover over them, that's the information that you have.
Don't think we need to go to dist view. Maybe forced it. Maybe. But Demir's right. We need to be so careful.
Now, Clarke is going to ask Demir, does he want to go into detail? But I'm very much aware of the time. Kind of hard to go in much detail in a minute. Never mind.
He seems real distracted at the moment. And also a little bit, well, not a little bit, but extremely mentally exhausted. So
I mean, we still
he's
haven't got a
gonna
full night's sleep.
hold off for now. And as he's sitting there resting, he just randomly just starts digging through his pack.
As Demir digs through his pack, you'll notice that it is letting off a dank smell, as well as the bag itself being moist, as inside is the severed head of Dorna.
Oh shit.
Oh, damn.
You're right over there?
Yeah, that's the last straw for his mental capacity for the day. He just breaks down then and there. And there's no talking to him. There is no understanding. He is just absolutely at the end of his mental rope of fatigue.
Do we witness the head as well? Like in the bag? 'Cause I'm assuming Demir just drops the bag.
At that point, I'd probably just be dumping things out, and if it's there, I don't know if you guys see it or not, but I do.
That's your call. Like, do you throw it? Do you hold it?
Well, no.
Okay.
It basically, like, I start digging through my pack, and then eventually I just dump things out, and then it just is there in the middle of all my stuff, tainting things with blood, I'm sure. And pink matter, gray matter, whatever.
So do you just drop the bag? And do we witness the head?
Yeah, if he's just bring it upside down, tip things out, you'd see it.
Yeah, I'm not trying to hide it at all. I see this, I say damn, and then I just nearly go into hysterics over it.
Clarke will shout to Crom to grab the bag and throw it, like just to the side, not obviously lob it, but just throw it to the side, and Clarke will just hold really tightly onto Demir.
Yeah, Menta will also, without saying anything, just go sit next to Demir and lean into him a bit.
Yeah, if you guys are grabbing Demir, or at least covering his view, Crom will grab the head and just run away from the party, like just like out of view. Like I'm not going to the point. I'm not running away. I want to get away from Demir. That's the point. I just grab it and run.
That's a thing where I think I'm going to leave that off.
Yep, with this lovely image in mind and everyone breaking down, we will end the session here.